Post, Trump says he's asking Attorney General Pam Bondi and the FBI to investigate Epstein's relationships with former President Bill Clinton, former Treasury Secretary Larry Summers, and LinkedIn co-founder Reid Hoffman. Next week, the House will vote on whether to compel the Justice Department to release all its Epstein files. Georgia Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene told CBS Mornings Trump should not oppose the release.
I think it's a huge miscalculation.
She points out some of Epstein's victims have said Trump did nothing wrong. Michael Wallace, CBS News.
No decisions have been made, but officials are making it clear plans have been drawn up if the U.S. chooses military action in Venezuela. CBS's Ellie Watson covers the Defense Department.
Venezuela is going to do several days of exercises with around 200,000 troops. The stated mission is to be a response, to be a deterrent to the U.S.
Now to Illinois, where protesters clashed with police outside the Broadview ICE facility as a group of faith leaders was holding a demonstration. CBS News Chicago's Lauren Victory.
They were singing for a short amount of time before this little bit of chaos ensued about wanting to, let us in, let us in. They were going to try to be bringing some Holy Communion, I think, into the facility, even though in recent weeks they've been denied that opportunity several times.
Flooding and mudslides are feared as a strong storm system batters California. Gary Kelly lives in an area in Southern California where January's fires did major damage.
Anytime you have the fire that's spread through the hills and then you have rain, a lot of that mud can come down. So that's what I think everyone's worried about.
The firm Anthropic says its AI software was used in the first documented case of a worldwide cyber attack with minimal human involvement. CBS News tech contributor Chris Krebs.
I think that this is a sign of things to come. As security experts, we've been talking about events and attacks like this for close to a decade, and to see it actually come into life like this, it's pretty chilling, and there's a lot of work we have to do in the near future, I think, to stem the flow.
The U.S. and Switzerland reaching a deal today to sharply lower tariffs imposed by President Trump. U.S. Trade Rep Jamieson Greer says Switzerland is vowing to invest $200 billion in the U.S.
Switzerland on the industrial side already has fairly low tariffs, but they've agreed to remove all industrial tariffs. They've agreed to give us market access for things like poultry, which is really challenging for the U.S. and Europe.
And checking Wall Street, the Dow is down 152 points. This is CBS News.
Think O'Reilly Auto Parts for all your car care needs. Get the parts and service you need fast from the professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
A deadly double shooting in Lacey. Details coming up. At first, KIRO Newsradio traffic. You have a crash on the I-90 bridge westbound. In Seattle, a crash is blocking a lane on I-5 southbound near Northeast Northgate Way. And a crash is blocking a lane on the I-5 southbound express lanes near Mercer Street. Overall, it's just a sloppy mess out there. Travel times, Everett to Seattle, 55 minutes. That's 25 longer than usual. Federal Way to Seattle, 52 minutes, 17 longer. Renton to Bellevue, 33 minutes, about 5 longer. Traffic brought to you by Subaru of Puyallup, which has a limited number of remaining 2025 models with exceptional savings. Start shopping now at SubaruofPuyallup.com.
KIRO Newsradio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO Newsradio and MyNorthwest.com.
Good morning, I'm Heather Bosch. 2 men shot in Lacey. KIRO 7 TV's Brooke Griffin is on the scene.
There is at least one body on the ground. We know that 2 people are dead. We don't know anything about those victims. We have not heard anything either about a suspect in custody at this time, but this is very, very early in these investigating stages. I can see at least a dozen, definitely more, evidence markers on the street.
This is near the intersection of College Street and 24th Avenue Southeast. We will bring you more information as we get it. Court documents show a suspected drunk driver didn't appear to understand that he'd hit 2 people with his car in Tacoma Tuesday, even though a bicyclist went through his car's windshield. Police say the bicycle rider suffered life-threatening injuries. A skateboarder was hit but not seriously injured. A mother and child suffered cuts and bruises when the suspect hit their car head-on. The man was booked for assault and reckless driving. Blood tests are pending. The state is aiming to reopen the I-90 overpass damaged by an overheight truck near Cle Elum by the end of January.
WashDOT's Megan Lott says it's moving so fast because of an emergency declaration and the relative ease of the fix, just laying new girders on the old columns.
We'll actually have them done in a facility, and then they'll be shipped out to the area where we can set them, which is a lot quicker.
Winter weather is moving into the area, and it could impact the schedule. I-90 lane restrictions or closures will be necessary, but no schedule yet. Chris Sullivan, KIRO News Radio.
Advocates worried that higher costs are jeopardizing light rail projects around the Puget Sound region.
And they've been working on it for how many years now? You know, we're as taxpayers, I mean, where's our money going?
They point to several delayed projects, including the Everett Link Extension, West Seattle Link, and the Tacoma Dome Link Extension. They tell KIRO 7 TV those delays will only push up costs. The American League MVP went to the Yankees' Aaron Judge. 710 Seattle Sports' Brock Heward.
The East Coast media, they don't watch, they don't care, they don't pay attention, and they still don't even understand the full greatness that was Cal Raleigh.
Swing and a drive, deep to right field. There it is, number 60.
Heward says Raleigh's 60 regular season home runs as a switch-hitting, gold-caliber catcher is something no one else has done. This weather update brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Rain today with highs in the mid-50s. It's 49 in downtown Seattle. I'm Heather Bosch.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with the KIRO Newsradio App. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO Newsradio, Northwest News.
This is the Gee and Ursula Show with G. Scott and Ursula Reutin.
Yeah! Okay, yeah. That's it there, Nick. Good morning, everybody. Happy Fresh Fridays here on the Gee and Ursula Show. It's November 14th. Welcome in to a good old edition of the show. Good morning, Ursula.
Good morning. As rainy as it is, we are going to make sure that is an especially fresh Friday. Coming up at 9:30. Attention to all parents. A new study claims that parents really do have a favorite child. Do you agree? Because I certainly don't. We'll get into that coming up at 9:30. At 9:47, we do You Be the Judge. As always, we invite you to join us on our KIRO News Radio text line, 888-973-5476, 888-973 KIRO.
Let's get to it. Ursula's top stories of the day brought to you by Bath Fitter Northwest.
And by now you've heard that Seattle has a new mayor-elect this morning, Katie Wilson, pulling ahead far enough against Bruce Harrell that he conceded the race yesterday, ending one of the closest mayoral contests the city has ever seen. In her first official speech as mayor-elect, Wilson talked about a collective responsibility to look out for each other.
The working people of our city are tired. They are ready for something new, something more hopeful and just and equitable. And I am committed to fighting as hard as humanly possible to realize our shared vision.
She also says she is ready to manage a $9 billion budget and lead more than 13,000 city employees, even though she has never held elected office before.
I want everyone in this great city of ours to have a roof over their head. I want universal childcare and free K-8 summer care. I want world-class mass transit. I want great, safe public spaces where kids can run around with abandon. I want stable, affordable housing for renters. I want social housing. I want much more land and wealth to be owned and stewarded by communities instead of corporations. I want a robust economy with thriving small businesses, great living wage jobs, and strong rights for workers. I want a city where everyone has the basics of a dignified life, including healthy food, access to health care, and supportive communities. I want a city where your health and your life expectancy and your children's future doesn't depend on your zip code or your race.
Gee, did you happen to watch the mayor's concessions speech? What did you think of Mayor Bruce Harrell?
I thought it was great. I thought it was fantastic. Were you going to?
Well, because I thought he was very gracious, and he congratulated Wilson on what he called a hard-fought victory.
I let her know that our team is standing by to begin the transition work without hesitation, and that I look forward to welcoming her to City Hall in the near future, and I wish her well.
He also spoke of the progress that the city made during his time in office, especially on public safety and the homelessness crisis, two areas where Katie Wilson has argued that Seattle needs to move faster and think bigger.
Yeah, very gracious in the way he conceded. Loved to seeing him. And of course, his wife Joanne was right next to him. But I want to say something about what the mayor-elect Katie Wilson had to say, and she talked about all the things she wants. And I want to be crystal clear. there wasn't one thing that she said that I disagreed with. So everything that she wants, I want that too. However, Seattle, everybody, we can dress this up however we want to. What we are watching and what has happened just now is nothing new. Katie Wilson is about to walk into the biggest job in the city with no executive experience, no history of running large systems, no track record of managing budgets, departments, or even a crisis response. And somehow, in this moment, that's being sold as disruptive and authentic. But here's where the part that, for me, it stings and is a reminder to me. It's a reminder about being 2 times better. In this situation, we had someone, a black man with a resume twice as long, a reminder that you have to be 2 times better, in Bruce Harrell, who has had to fight, grind, articulate, because you need to speak a certain way, every inch of his competence just to get respect in the same job. That's the double standard. There's a privilege for some that can be unproven, but your inexperience is talked about as potential. And then there's people that look like me, experienced. You have a resume, but with that resume, you still every single day have to defend it in the court of public opinion. Yeah, I get it. Does she resonate with a lot of the young voters? Yes. In a city where the median age is 35? Yes. Folks feel unheard? I agree. And they're choosing a story that makes them feel seen? I get that. But I want to just say this, Ursula, and I'll end it with this. Let's call this moment what it is. It is a reminder that qualifications don't land the same for everyone. Katie's lack of experience isn't just a footnote. It is actually my whole point. I agree with all of the things that she said. And the fact that she was able to leapfrog someone proven, someone experienced, someone born and raised in Seattle tells you that the ceilings didn't break. They just shifted. The goalposts shifted. So this isn't about her personality. This isn't about her personally. This is about naming a pattern, Ursula, calling it what it is. Gurmai Zulai, he could not win with that resume. Erica Evans could not win with that resume. Deion Foster could not win with that resume. I wish her the best. However, Seattle has just showed that unqualified can still win, and some people don't get that luxury.
Now, I heard an argument made by Mike Lewis, one of our colleagues on the Noon to 3 show yesterday, saying that actually bringing up the lack of qualifications for Katie may have backfired because women hear this all the time in that, I mean, no one thought anything of, our current president, for example, not having that kind of experience in political office, or where women also often feel like they have to, be 2 or 3 times better. I hear you loud and clear. Mm-hmm. I mean, you already know how I wanted this to come out, and it didn't come out the way I wanted. But what also worries me about Katie Wilson is that within her first day or within her first hours, she was out there rallying with the Starbucks workers. And if you are a union worker, or if you are someone who, again, feels like the city has been unaffordable for you, I get it. She's making it loud and clear. She is on your side. Mm-hmm. And I get that. Mm-hmm. But do you want to, on your very first day, also alienate one of the biggest employers in your region? That's a question that I have. Mm-hmm. That one just didn't sit right with me. And again, she said a lot of the right things. My biggest question is always going to be, all those things that you have promised sound great, but how are you going to achieve those things? And that's what we're going to see over the next 4 years. And if she doesn't succeed, she too will also be a one-term mayor.
I don't want you to answer this. This is me asking a question in my head out loud.
Yeah.
I wonder if this is also happening in corporate America, where the unqualified beats out someone who is way overqualified and experienced. Oh. You don't have to answer that. That's just me asking in my head. Go ahead.
It happens all the time. Speaking of winners and losers, the winner has now been announced, and
the American League MVP Aaron Judge.
What? Cal Raleigh delivered one of the greatest seasons that a catcher has ever had, and he still didn't walk away with the MVP award. 60 home runs. Cal didn't just hit. He managed an entire pitching staff. He played the most physically demanding position on the field. He hit home runs at a rate that we haven't seen since the days of Babe Ruth. He did it while wearing all that heavy gear and squatting for how many hours a night? He led the Mariners all the way to the ALCS, something the franchise hasn't done in over 20 years. And even with all that, the MVP went to New York's Aaron Judge, who, yes, he did have a phenomenal year, but this one still hurts.
Yeah. I had prepared for it. And I think we all prepared for it. I think that
East
if you
Coast bias?
Yeah. I mean, you know what it is. Y'all know how people deal with Seattle. When the last time you went out of town and somebody says, "Oh, where you from?" And you're like, "Oh, I'm from Seattle, Washington." Oh, what part of D.C.? You know what I mean? Like we still get that stuff, and I think we understand it. I'll just say this as we move on. In my opinion, y'all know I'm not going to just say what everybody else says. I think Cal Raleigh should have won the AL MVP. And simple, you kind of said it right there. The amount of home runs, and not only was the amount of home runs 60 plus, he's also doing that as a catcher. Like, yo. Matt, when we was little, when you were kids, Little League, what was more taxing? What's more important? Playing right field or being a catcher? As a matter of fact, let's be real. If you weren't good at baseball, you played right field in Little League. Right field. You weren't the catcher. So Kyle Raleigh should have won.
Well, not only that, and this whole thing about East Coast bias, acting like they'd never heard of Seattle, then you weren't watching the last two series, before the World Series, then you're really not paying attention. Then maybe you shouldn't be someone who's voting.
Right.
And I guess the vote was relatively close, right?
It was, yeah. He got.
But still,
go ahead.
I guess the part that that is sad is, like, what are the chances of him having another season like that, or us ever seeing someone doing something like he did this last season? And Aaron Judge has won this award already.
Yes. He's won 3, and he just won 2 back-to-back.
You know what I'm saying? So are we going to see this again?
While I know I will have to explain this to Matthew, and he might shed a tear or two.
Oh, no.
I do have to point out that amongst all the All-Star voters, there are 2 Seattle writers that voted, of course, for Cal Raleigh. There are no New York writers that voted for Aaron Judge. So we got people swinging on the home team here. I don't know about the East Coast bias entirely.
Yeah. So what is it? Okay, Nick, just weigh in because you are an expert.
I think there is definitely an East Coast bias in this case because there's one of 2 things we learned with the writers yesterday, and only one of them can be true. The first one being they gave us the realization that a catcher can never win an MVP award. With these kinds of stats, when are we ever going? We just asked the question, when are we ever going to see this kind of performance in a single season from a catcher again? Maybe never. So this was the greatest opportunity for that position to win this award, and I don't think that's true. I think catchers can win the award, and I think there's an East Coast bias because if you were to switch positions, if Cal were a Yankee and Aaron Judge were, say, a Padre or a Marlin or somewhere from another team, I think Cal Raleigh wins this award.
Yeah.
If you were to switch roles.
Yeah, good point. 888-973-5476, 888-973 KIRO. How do you feel about this?
Did I overhear you? You said if Cal Raleigh was a catcher for the Yankees, would he have won this award?
Hands down.
Oh, yeah, thank you.
Or any team on the East. If he was a Red Sox, if he was a Met, if he was a Yankee.
Hey, Nick, that is a fire point. If he were catcher of the Yankees, oh my goodness,
you know how much more attention he would have gotten this season? Oh my goodness.
Well, he's still a winner in our book, but that probably doesn't count. Okay, Seattle police are continuing to target the men who buy sex along Aurora Avenue, but now there's a new twist, Gee. Detectives in the human trafficking unit are now photographing cars that pull up to the women and young girls, and then they mail warning letters to the registered owners of those vehicles. These are not charges, of course, just a very public wake-up call telling these folks that your car was spotted in suspected sexual exploitation activity. And police say this is all about disrupting demand, and advocates argue that this actually works because the biggest deterrent for buyers isn't the jail time, it is the fear of being exposed to family or to your boss.
Yeah.
And SPD is still arresting the traffickers and responding to violence along Aurora Avenue, but they say this letter campaign just gives them another tool at a time when the number of underage girls out there is growing. Do you support it?
Yeah, absolutely. I support it. Just want to say something about it. Yeah. While I do support it, guess who doesn't pull up on Aurora to go and try to purchase? Rich people. That's not how rich people go about things. They don't go on Aurora, right? So we're talking about people getting that happening to, this will be a lot of some people in the working class, you know what I'm saying, that's going to get got. So the rich people don't do it a certain way. And by the way, some people are like, well, why would rich people do that? Well, I'll tell you, there's a lot of rich people that do this because, full transparency, like they do this because it's safer sometimes out there than taking a chance of meeting someone randomly and then that person said, oh my goodness, that person did something to me. So at least sometimes when there's a contract of payment and you guys can see the transaction. But I'm probably going too deep into this. I'll slow down.
I hear what you're saying, but okay, nothing else has stopped the trafficking on Aurora. And every time I see it, my heart breaks because I see some very young girls out there. So if buyers are the engine that keeps this whole thing going, taking away their anonymity, I think, is fantastic. It's going to make them actually think twice. And I do want to point out that with these letters, it's a reminder that even though you're paying them for the sex, the ones who are underage, this would be child rape if money weren't exchanged. It's now sexual exploitation because of that. Otherwise, it would be child rape. So if embarrassment is what finally disrupts the demand, you know what? I am all for it.
Just think. The best weaponization to fight against some of the sex trafficking is taking pictures and trying to scare people.
I mean, yeah, think about that. Okay. Hey, I want to end on a positive note. So I'm going to go here. Because the Seahawks, they're 7-2, right?
Yes.
And they're going to Los Angeles and meeting up with a team that is
the Rams. They're pretty
and
good.
They're also
7-2. Yeah.
So what are we expecting?
We're expecting a heavyweight fight. We're expecting that the team that wins this will be considered the undisputed number one team in the NFL. On Monday, it'll be a lot of bragging rights. I do believe that these two teams are the best two teams in the NFL, not just the NFC. But more importantly, this is an opportunity for really the Seahawks to just put it all away and let everybody know and establish that they really are contenders. While it's going to be a good game, I do believe that. I also believe in my heart, not exaggerating, the Seahawks will win.
Nice.
But then again, listen, y'all.
Man, why'd you have to call it? Because now I'm going to blame you if they lose.
I mean, you can blame whoever you want, but I just want y'all to know my football knowledge this year has been awful. So,
oh, no.
I'm just telling you.
Well, you know what I love, though, is that you admit you were wrong when it came to what the season was going to be.
Yeah.
But this, I guess, would be the must-win game for real.
No. I wouldn't say it's a must-win, but it'd be a nice win.
Okay,
it's
nice
not
win.
a must-win.
Yeah.
Now, the game that just happened this past weekend, at home against the Arizona Cardinals.
Yeah.
The reason why that was a must-win, because they really had to establish, like, hey, we can win at home. So, and then
that's true.
Trucker Joe from Graham says the Rams will destroy the Hawks.
Trucker Joe.
Trucker Joe, bring that same energy on Monday.
Okay, yeah. Well, something to look forward to.
Okay.
Because it's going to be a very rainy weekend.
Right.
Another thing to look forward to, our conversation about if you are a parent, do you have a favorite child? New study says, yes, parents actually do. Do you know that I reached out to my sons and asked them if they thought there was a favorite child? I got an answer from one.
Oh, I know who
the
you
other
got.
one might be sleeping. He's in another country.
Yeah. All right, we'll do that next.
Okay. It's official. Seattle will have a new mayor.
I just spoke with Mayor-elect Katie Wilson to congratulate her on a hard hard-fought victory.
Stay with KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com for the latest.
I believe in good government, and I believe that there's a lot of work that needs to be done inside City Hall.
From the trusted Northwest News voices you depend on.
Seattle has spoken, asking about real change.
KIRO News Radio on 97.3 FM.
What's your holiday tradition? Now, if you're like me, it involves friends and family sharing an abundant meal to celebrate. This year, that tradition is feeling more out of reach for too many families who will be unable to gather around the joys of food like their neighbors. If you are looking for a way to contribute to holiday meals at homes in your community, you can support Nourish Everyone at your local Safeway. The Nourish Everyone program provides grocery cards to the people who are the most impacted in communities throughout Washington. The cards are distributed through food pantries, schools, community centers, and more. These grocery cards not only provide easy access to nutritious food, but also the dignity to shop like you and me and choose special foods for special occasions. So make that donation today or next time you're at Safeway. It'll take all of us working together to make sure that everyone is welcome at the table for the holidays. Go to nourishingneighbors.com and find out how you can help. That's nourishingneighbors.com.
Hey there, Dawn Riling with Olympic Hot Tub. When the weather outside is frightful, a hot tub or sauna is so delightful. Heat up the season and gift yourself year-round wellness from Olympic. A soak in a saltwater hot spring spa is pure bliss, the perfect escape at the end of the day. Or warm body and soul in a Tilo sauna, your ideal retreat. Heck, you deserve both. Our Heat Up the Season savings end November 23rd. Learn more at olympichottub.com. Better you, better life.
Veterans, if you're struggling with bills, VA loan expert Steve Teitler of Best Mortgage says he may be able to cut your monthly expenses.
Many people accumulated a lot of debt over the past few years, and even if you have a low mortgage rate, your total monthly payments may be a struggle. The good news is VA loan rates have dropped, and that means you can do a VA cash-out refinance to pay off your high-interest rate debt and roll everything into one low monthly payment. For example, one of our VA clients saved $1,268 per month. And remember, with a VA loan, you can buy a home with no money down.
And you always talk to a real person, not an AI robot.
That's right. Whether you're a veteran or seeking a conventional loan, you'll talk directly to me or a highly experienced senior advisor, never an AI bot.
Honest advice you can trust from the VA loan experts. Best Mortgage, 425-649-6000. Best Mortgage, 425-649-6000.
Ooh, hey, remember those yodelers we met in the Alps? I wired them euros from the bank, and they sent me their yodels in a can.
You wired money for canned yodels? That is so dumb. Banks are slow, and they hide fees and overseas transfers and exchange rates.
Well, I don't like the sound of that.
If you're gonna send money to Europe, just use Wise. Wise is super fast and never hides fees.
Smart. You can save up to 70% when you send money abroad. Be smart. Get Wise. Learn more by visiting wise.com. T's and C's apply.
Guys, tired all the time? Gaining weight? Low drive? These aren't just signs of aging. They could be low testosterone or other underlying issues. Right now, Revive Men's Health Washington is making it easier to get answers with a comprehensive wellness panel. It's not just a lab test, it's where better performance begins. Our providers will check your testosterone, blood sugar, cholesterol, kidney, liver, thyroid, and heart health. A $400 value for just $99, or free if you start treatment. Over 120,000 men have trusted Revive to restore their energy, mood, and confidence. So if you're ready to feel better and live stronger, call 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com. Offer ends November 30th. Must medically qualify. Terms apply. Contact us for full offer details.
Carter Subaru is Seattle's only Subaru dealer with the largest selection of Subarus in Washington. With over 800 vehicles in stock, they have exactly what you're looking for with savings you'll love. Visit Carter Subaru in Shoreline and Ballard or anytime at cartersubaru.com.
I got to tell you something, Nick. I have really noticed a difference in your energy level since you started going to the Longevity Medical Clinic.
And you know why?
Why?
Because they actually balanced my hormone levels. And when they do that, the largest change I noticed was that now I could sleep.
And then not only get more sleep, to just get more energy, right?
Right. So that all of a sudden that resulted in me. I started running again and doing all these things that I felt so fatigued throughout the day that I couldn't do anymore.
Okay, so at this point, do you want to apologize to me? Because I was always saying to you, every time you say, I don't sleep, I don't feel well, I feel kind of off, I go, well, you need to get in touch with Longevity Medical Clinic. And you're always like, blah, 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 blah.
I know. But now it's turned into something fun that we get to go in together.
So I need to hear, you were right.
You were right.
You were right. I should have gone to Longevity Medical Clinic.
I should have.
There we go. Fine.
Yes.
You know the right thing to do. Get in touch with Longevity Medical Clinic. Take the free health analysis at lmclinic.com.
If you use carpool or toll lanes along SR 167, some things have changed and some things haven't. Using those lanes without a good-to-go account means you'll receive a bill in the mail. That is a change. You'll always pay the lowest toll rate with good-to-go. No change. Carpoolers now need a Flex Pass set to HOV mode to ride free. That's a change. Does a good-to-go pass still save you $2 on every toll? Definitely not a change. Learn more at goodtogo167.com. Free Flex Passes while supplies last.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good morning, I'm Heather Bosch.
Understaffing, lousy pay, that is how your coffee's made.
Unionized Starbucks workers continue to strike at some U.S. coffee shops. More than 1,000 went on strike at 65 stores yesterday. Mayor-elect Katie Wilson joined baristas on the picket line yesterday in Seattle.
This is your hometown and mine. Seattle's making some changes right now. That's right. And I urge you to do the right thing.
Union leaders say contract talks stalled after recent layoffs and store closures, but Starbucks insists it's ready to negotiate. The Department of Transportation is freezing flight restrictions at U.S. airports at 6% as it monitors the number of air traffic controllers heading back to work. 45 flights have been canceled at SeaTac Airport today, 29 delayed. Starting Monday, you'll be able to use a new security checkpoint at SeaTac.
Checkpoint 6 offers more lanes and extra space designed to move travelers through security faster. Project manager Alan Olson says now that the government has reopened, there should be plenty of TSA agents to man it.
The people from TSA and DHS that we have been working with have assured us that come next Monday, they'll be ready to open.
The new checkpoint also features new artwork, larger bathrooms, and a new Alaska Airlines ticket counter coming in December. Luke Ducey, KIRO News Radio.
The Trump administration's confrontation with Venezuela escalates. A U.S. Navy carrier battle group is approaching the Caribbean, and sources tell CBS News that President Trump now has options for military operations inside that country. CBS News' Charlie D'Agata.
So far, the U.S. military has destroyed 21 vessels allegedly smuggling drugs.
If you're trafficking drugs to poison the American people, and we know you're from a designated terrorist organization, you're a foreign terrorist and a trafficker, we will find you and we will kill you.
In Venezuela, the Maduro government is preparing for a possible invasion. State TV showing a military mobilization.
The U.S. House is expected to vote next week on a bill to release files surrounding convicted sex trafficker Jeffrey Epstein. Republican Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene.
This is information that has needed to come out for a very long time, and the American people have demanded it.
On Wall Street, the Dow is down 157 points, NASDAQ up 155. KIRO News Radio traffic. It is a mess out there. The latest crash is here in SeaTac. A crash is blocking the lane on I-5 northbound at South 188th Street. In Seattle, a car is on top of the barrier of southbound I-5 near Northeast 130th. That's blocking a lane. And a crash is blocking a lane on I-5 southbound near Northeast Northgate Way. Give yourself a lot of time to get where you're going. You've got travel times up to half an hour longer than typical, kind of across the map right now. Traffic brought to you by Closets by Design. Custom storage solutions for closets, garages, home offices, and more. ClosetsByDesign.com. This weather update brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Rain today with highs in the mid-50s. It's 49 in downtown Seattle. I'm Heather Bosch.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
This is the Gee and Ursula Show. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. And for all of you parents, okay, we know that you don't actually have a favorite child. Or do you? Is it possible that some parents do? Katrina Gashard is here joining us live. And I heard what you talked about this morning. I was like, oh my God, we've got to talk about this.
Okay, so apparently parents do have a favorite, whether you know it or not. We know it's a question that people often ask, but people don't want to answer it. But this mom on TikTok has this to say.
I know you've heard your kids argue, but she got more, but he got more, but he got this, but she got that.
All right, let's get into it. So this study is by the American Psychological Association, and they found things like birth order, gender, personality traits. They may determine a parent's preferential treatment towards a child. So on average, younger siblings receive favorable treatment to a slight degree. But in some cases, the study found parents tend to give older siblings more freedom. And then when it comes to sons and daughters, I found this interesting. Girls tend to receive the sweet treatment, and they're considered easier to parent. So for that reason, children who are seen as more agreeable and conscientious were more likely to be favored by their parents. But a psychotherapist and author, she tells NBC News this.
But what we also see later on with those kids is sometimes they grew up internalizing the message that love is conditional. So there are other drawbacks to that type of relationship.
Overall, the study's co-founder, Alexander Jensen, says he hopes this prompts parents just to have an honest conversation in their families and listen to their children's feelings. And also, if you do happen to favor one child over the other, don't feel guilty. It's about acknowledging it, recognizing it, and trying to do a little better.
Undo it. See, okay, did you have a favorite child?
No, I think the favorite child comes down to which child likes you best. Right? Like,
or which one you're most compatible with?
Yeah, it's which one likes you best, which ones ain't getting on your damn nerves. You know what I mean? Like, that's what it comes down to. You ask what month. It could change from month to month. It could change from year to year. Maybe that was your favorite child when they was 5. Now that they 15, they getting all in trouble all the time. It's not your favorite child now. So I think it can move around. But I do like what Katrina is saying about this topic.
Yeah, I do too. And it made me think. So I reached out to my now adult sons. Mm-hmm. Now, one is in Australia, and the time difference, I think he hasn't answered yet, but one son did respond. He said, no, I think you guys were really even growing up. Now, between the two of them, I will say that one was a lot easier to raise than the other, and we kept thinking, like, we're doing the same things. Why is it that they're so different? But knowing that, we also very consciously tried to make sure that no one felt like they were favored or not favored, even though maybe one was quote unquote easier than the other in certain phases. I will say that as someone who was told that I was their favorite child and growing up, and if my sisters are listening right now, they know with one of our parents, that's a pressure that I don't think a child needs either.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I found that out about my mama Scott. May she rest in peace. My mama Scott said that to all of us. She told me I still remember this day. I was having bagel and cream cheese with her. She told me I was her favorite grandchild, and then come to find out, she told all of the grandkids that she was her favorite grandchild. Yeah, but the thing is so what did I said this to my cousins? What'd you do with it? Right? What did you do with that information? Because I thought I was the favorite, and I wanted to make sure I didn't disappoint her.
There you go.
Now, what y'all do with the information?
Yeah, that's a good question. Okay, Chef, I'm just curious, though, because you have 2 young children right now.
Yeah.
And you're going through, you're in the throes of it.
Well, okay, so first of all, I definitely think that the younger child gets it easier, and girls get it easier because I have a younger daughter, and even if she does something to my older son, I will immediately yell at him first because of the way he reacted. That's definitely a thing. As far as favorite, though, I would just say I don't necessarily have a favorite, but there's one that I like a lot more often because it's absolutely true as a parent that you might love your kids all of the time, but sometimes you don't like them, and they really trigger you. I don't know. What can you explain a downside of being agreeable? Because my daughter's more agreeable, and so why is that a bad thing?
I don't know that it's not a bad thing.
Your daughter's younger right now.
Yeah. And they just have different personalities. I mean, you're okay, I don't want to get too deep, but if your son makes it much more challenging, and like I said, I had one child that was much more that I'd lost more sleep over than the other, but that doesn't mean that you love them any less or any differently. It's just in that phase at that moment. And I think what you said, Katrina, is that you almost have to recognize that and try to work against that.
And it's being conscious, I think, because for me, I'm the only girl and the youngest. So having 3 older brothers, I was constantly told, you have it so easy. Mom and dad like you the best. They would never say that to any of us at all. But what I do know is that kids have different personalities. And I think what comes into play is, like you said, I feel like sometimes you can vibe and just be so chill and cool with one kid, and the other kid could really raise your blood pressure. So for me, having my younger daughter, she is just so fiery and fierce. So it's about that balance. How do I best parent you, but then also make sure that you're still getting the love and attention you deserve, and then not come down on my son if they're getting into a pillow fight.
Yeah.
What if favorite is the wrong question to ask? What if it's which one do you feel closer to?
I think that ebbs and flows.
Legit.
Yeah.
I mean, and I think if you were to answer that naturally, I mean, there are certain kids who really like having that. I don't want to say the umbilical cord, but basically, because that's a negative. But having more of that close relationship, sharing everything, and then there's some kids I don't want any of this.
Yeah. Well, I know one thing. I look at it was just me and my sister. Right. And I don't know what the answer is, but here's what I do know.
Okay.
I know my sister lived with my dad until she was 28. I know that my sister was still getting money from my dad up until the time he died. I still know that my sister would do anything. So I'm the child that don't ask for no money. So, hey, you know who the favorite child is? The one that don't ask for nothing. That's the favorite child.
You are so funny. Carrie and Bonnie Lake texted in and says, a mother is only ever as happy as her least unhappy child. So yeah, Gee, whichever kid is currently the least trouble. Okay, text us what you think. 888-973-5476, 888-973 KIRO.
Thanks,
Katrina, thank you.
Thank you. Okay, coming up next, 9:47. It's Friday, y'all. It's time for You Be the Judge. We do that next. Gee Ursula.
It's official. Seattle will have a new mayor.
I just spoke with Mayor-elect Katie Wilson to congratulate her on a hard-fought victory.
Stay with KIRO Newsradio and mynorthwest.com for the latest.
I believe in good government, and I believe that there's a lot of work that needs to be done inside City Hall.
From the trusted Northwest News voices you depend on.
Seattle has spoken, asking about real change.
KIRO Newsradio on 97.3 FM.
When you walked through your kitchen this morning, what'd you see? Did it make you happy? Hi, I'm Chad Cicchini, owner of Heritage Homecraft. Well, I want to make you happy. We'll custom build you all new cabinet doors and drawer fronts, and using our exclusive 1/4-inch solid wood refacing process, transform your existing cabinets into a beautiful new kitchen. Add a custom quartz countertop, change things up a bit, add some more cabinets, install some cool new features like soft close drawers and sliding shelves, whatever you like. We'll help you to create the new kitchen you'll be proud of. All in about a week, and all with way less mess, hassle, time, and expense than to tear out. Stop waiting. For 18 years, we've been honored to serve thousands of happy customers, and we'd love to serve you. Call today and I'll get one of our pros to come out and show you how easy and comfortable it'll be to get going on your new kitchen. Heritage Homecraft, 425-485-1600, 425-485-1600, or heritagehomecraft.com.
What if you could have reliable and intelligent Wi-Fi? And get this, what if you could keep it at the same price for 5 years? That's the Xfinity 5-year price guarantee. 5 years of Wi-Fi that boosts speeds to the devices that need them most. That finds and fixes problems before you even notice them. Like super intelligent Wi-Fi with a 6th sense. And that keeps you gaming in the fast lane, even when the whole family's banking on bandwidth. All your devices working in perfect harmony for 5 whole years. And here's the best part. No annual contracts, no hidden fees, and our best equipment included. Hey, let's face it, a lot can change in 5 years. Kids grow taller, dreams grow bigger. But your Wi-Fi? It would stay reliable and the price would stay put. The Xfinity 5-year price guarantee. Lock in your price and unlock the possibilities. Xfinity. Imagine that. Select plans only. Restrictions apply.
Smart buyers know now is the best time to upgrade to a new Subaru. It's officially Subaru season. Subaru of Puyallup has a limited number of remaining 2025 models with exceptional savings, including the popular Crosstrek and Outback. These vehicles are built for the Northwest, and with symmetrical all-wheel drive, they're going fast. So don't miss your chance. Visit SubaruofPuyallup.com or stop by today before somebody else drives off in your Subaru. Subaru of Puyallup, your stress-free dealership.
Your old furnace ain't nice, and your toes are like ice. DayandNight.net. This month, Day and Night gives you a free furnace with the installation of an AC or heat pump.
If you're not sure your furnace will make it through another winter, call us to install a proper, long-lasting, efficient heating system backed by our lifetime workmanship guarantee, so you won't be left out in the cold.
Install an AC or heat pump and get a free furnace from Day and Night Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electric.
DayandNight.net.
The team that gave me back my full head of hair, Advanced Hair, is once again the winner of the 425 Business of the Year. Dr. Perungo and his world-class team begin regrowing your own natural hair the very next day. And Advanced Hair guarantees your new hair will grow, just like they did for me. Find out why Advanced Hair is the best of the best. With your free consultation, you'll receive $250 off and 250 free hair grafts. 425-449-8185 or advancedhair.com.
An official message from Medicare.
Couple more minutes, and we'll start this month's book club.
You know, I usually love a plot twist, but this year, I'm comparing my options during Medicare open enrollment.
You can't assume your current health or drug plan is the best one for you.
And you gotta make sure your drugs are covered. That's important.
So is saving money.
Review all your options at Medicare.gov. Open enrollment ends December 7th. Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
It all comes down to this, folks.
Yep, the entire season is on the line.
But my throat has officially thrown in the towel. Sounds like you need Vicks VapoCool drops. They're max strength and vaporize sore throat pain.
Whoa! These VapoCool drops hit fast.
Speaking of fast, did you just see that play?
Yeah, he vaporized that ball.
That pun should have come with a penalty.
Vaporize sore throat pain with Vicks VapoCool drops. Use as directed.
John Curley here. Attention landlords. Let's say you've owned a rental for 20 years. Tenants are calling at 1 a.m. It's another problem you would love to sell, but those taxes keep you stuck. Many properties today are producing less cash flow than a high-yield savings account. Some landlords are working harder than ever for 1 to 3% return. That's why Madrona Financial and CPAs are hosting a free landlord retirement plan workshop. November 18th in Kirkland, November 19th in Tacoma, and November 20th back in Kirkland, all at 3 p.m. Madrona does things differently. They're wealth advisors and CPAs, so they understand both investments and taxes. You'll learn strategies like how to sell without triggering massive capital gains, or how to avoid depreciation recapture surprises, and why DSTs are becoming so popular with retired landlords. Only 10 seats per workshop. Call 833-673-7373 to reserve yours. That's 833-673-7373.
Happy Fresh Fridays, everybody. It is the Gee and Ursula Show. It's time to play this good old game here.
Hold it. What did you say during the morning meeting?
You can strike that from the record. You can strike that from the record. You got to
Your
know
Honor?
what I
Your
said
Honor.
today.
Okay. We now have the world's first AI marriage. A woman in Japan just married her AI boyfriend. She created this digital guy, Klaus, using ChatGPT after breaking off a 3-year engagement. She says Klaus listens better than any human. Yeah, that's possible. And yes, there was a wedding, dress, vows, rings, even AR glasses so she could see him standing next to her. Her parents came. Japan does not legally recognize the marriage, though. Now get this. The relationships with AI chatbots are already coming up in divorce cases. Wired writes that judges are having to consider whether a relationship with a chatbot counts as infidelity. Before I continue, Ursula, let's first stop with the chatbot, ChatGPT, getting married to a digital guy? Your thoughts?
I'm sorry, but this is heartbreaking to me. The woman and her AI boyfriend, Klaus. I don't mean to offend either of you, but I think she's nuts. And I'm sorry, but yeah, Klaus may listen better than any human, but basically what you're saying is you just want to hear yourself speak because you're doing the input and Klaus is spitting out what it is that you want to hear. It is scary to me that already this quickly people are forgetting that that's not a human.
Right.
That is artificial intelligence.
Right.
And if you replace a human with AI, you have some serious issues.
Fair.
You need help.
I met someone that was in an arranged marriage before. And I'm going to tell you, I have judged that. I judged it like crazy. Like, what? Arranged marriage? And then after I got schooled a little bit, most marriages, Ursula, that we talk about usually marry for love, right? Right? And you marry for love because, hey, this love is going to make me happy, make us happy. What's happy? We all have our subjective reasons as to why we're happy. One of the biggest reasons why arranged marriages work better than the ones that just marry for love, because there is more things that are already established and arranged going forward. This is your job. This is my job. This is going to be the roles. But when you marry for love, you don't even know how much child care is going to cost. You don't know what,
Well, even in arranged marriages, you won't know how much child care is going to cost. But I think one of the reasons why arranged marriage
but you know
will
who's
work,
paying for it.
Always.
You know what I'm saying? An arranged marriage usually comes down to you cross T's, dot I's. This is the parameters. This is going to happen. This is going to be your role. My whole point is I'm just trying to make a case right now for this. I'm saying, while I do kind of one hand, Ursula, agree with you and think this is kind of crazy.
Yeah.
You want to know what else is crazy? Sometimes just marrying for love and not knowing what love's going to get you.
Well, and also our crazy divorce rate. So that is problematic.
Yep.
So again, I wouldn't rush into marriage, but going through all the motions of this AI boyfriend and having an event and with a wedding dress, unless she was just doing it for clicks, I really think that there's something seriously wrong and that she needs professional help.
Now, right now, relationships with AI chatbots are coming up in divorce cases. Wire writes that judges are having to consider whether a relationship with a chatbot counts as infidelity. So let's make it simple. Right now, if you are arguing with your significant other, y'all beefing, y'all not talking, y'all have gone days without talking to each other, but you have been you have been talking to ChatGPT, talking to them, and remember, they're 24 hours. They don't get tired. They don't get sick of you. Is that a potential of infidelity with ChatGPT, Ursula?
Well, if infidelity means you're not loyal to your marriage and you are putting all your energy and your love and your time into this chatbot, then I would say that, yeah, there could be a case made for this is infidelity. Again, though, I don't equate it to infidelity with an actual human, but you've got, what's the term that they use? It's not misplaced feelings, alienation of affection.
Yeah.
Yes, that's it. Is there alienation of affection? Absolutely. Is there a break of the vow to have that partnership? Absolutely. So I think a case could be made, but again, it's weird because it's a chatbot.
Yeah.
How about you?
Look, how about this, Ursula? I remember when we were having these discussions when we first started doing the show, we were talking about people that are marrying robots or having robots. What? I couldn't imagine if somebody showed up with a robot for dinner and that's with a person. I'll say this to you. I am closer now to understanding after what we have gone through recently with ChatGPT today than I was ever before. What does that mean? It means this. I'm no longer subscribing to you being crazy for having a relationship with ChatGPT.
I'm not there yet. Okay, what about this, though? The Guardian asked this morning, would you accept your child, partner, or friend if they started a serious relationship with a chatbot? So you're basically saying you'd be okay? I'm still saying, wait, where did I go wrong?
I'm not there yet. I'm not there yet.
Okay.
However, I'm closer to being there today than I was 5 years ago.
Okay.
Is that fair?
Well, 5 years ago, we were even talking. This is like...
No. 5 years ago, we were just talking about robots. We weren't talking about ChatGPT.
That's true. Yes.
So that's my thing. I'm closer.
Yeah.
I ain't there.
And there are times when I'm using AI when I act as if there is someone behind there.
Come on.
When I say things like, you're ridiculous. This was wrong.
Last question I got for everybody. Who do you ask more questions to in a week? ChatGPT or your spouse?
My spouse. Still.
I don't believe that. I don't believe that, Ursula. I don't believe that. I believe you ask ChatGPT more questions than you ask your husband in a week.
I have way more conversations with my husband. Ask actual questions. Maybe. Maybe I can see. You're right. For our job, yes.
All right. 10 o'clock hour and show comes up next. Gee Ursula.
Good morning, I'm Heather Bosch.
Your best source for local news.
A minimum wage increase proposal is moving forward in unincorporated King County.
KIRO Newsradio.
Black Friday deals are back at Dania Furniture. For a limited time, discover incredible savings on Nordic-inspired furniture and decor for every space in your home. From statement pieces for your living room to instant upgrades for the dining room, bedroom, and more. It's the perfect time to refresh your favorite space or reimagine your entire home. Dania Furniture. We make it simple. You make it home. Stop by your local showroom today or shop online at daniafurniture.com.
This message comes from Viking, committed to exploring the world in comfort. Journey through the heart of Europe on an elegant Viking longship with thoughtful service, destination-focused dining, and cultural enrichment on board and on shore. With small ships that bring travelers closer to the destination, there's more time to explore. And every Viking voyage is all-inclusive, with no children and no casinos. Discover more at Viking.com.
At Bank of America, we're proud that more than 20,000 veterans and people with military backgrounds have joined our ranks since 2015. Now we're committed to adding 10,000 more over the next 5 years. By helping veterans achieve their career goals, we're moving from appreciation to action. And together, helping expand economic opportunity across America. Visit bankofamerica.com/great place to work. What would you like the power to do? Bank of America, proud to be an equal opportunity employer.
The holidays mean more travel, more shopping, more time online, and more personal info in more places that could expose you more to identity theft. But LifeLock monitors millions of data points per second. If your identity is stolen, our US-based restoration specialists will fix it, guaranteed, or your money back. Don't face drained accounts, fraudulent loans, or financial losses alone. Get more holiday fun and less holiday worry with LifeLock. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code NEWS. Visit lifelock.com. Terms apply.
Guys, don't propose with a ring that she didn't pick out. Trust us, she already has a ring in mind. So engage with Gage Diamonds, in person or online, where Gage's skilled ring designers will work with her to create the perfect setting, matched with the perfect stone. Gage specializes in exquisite lab-grown diamonds. Financing available. GageDiamonds.com. We're engagement's middle name.
So my mother is thinking of switching from Verizon to Pure Talk, but she's worried the deal sounds too good to be true. Michael, she said, how can those Pure Talk people offer me the same basic service as Verizon for so much less money? I said, Ma, go ask Google how much Verizon spends on advertising and promotions. A few seconds later, my mother said, oh my goodness, $12 billion a year? That must be a typo. I'll tell you what I told my mom. It's not a typo. Verizon spends $12 billion a year on advertising and promotions, and their customers are paying for it. Well, Pure Talk doesn't spend that kind of money on commercials. Trust me, I would know. That's why they can offer you and my mother unlimited talk, text, and plenty of data on a crazy fast 5G network for just $25 a month. And if you're a business owner, you could really save a fortune. Dial pound 250, say the words Mike Rowe, and you'll get an additional 50% off your first month. That's pound 250 Mike Rowe. Pure Talk. Everything you need and nothing you don't.
Guys, it's time to know your numbers and what they mean. And right now, Revive Men's Health is offering a $400 comprehensive wellness panel for just $99. Free if you start treatment. Offer ends November 30th. Book today at revivemenshealth.com. Must medically qualify. Terms apply. Contact us for full offer details.
Your best source for local news. KIRO News Radio. KIRO FM and HD1. Tacoma, Seattle. Northwest News.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by Progressive Insurance.
I'm Steve Kathan. President Trump has called for a federal investigation into Jeffrey Epstein's ties to prominent Democrats, and he called Republicans who have joined calls for the release of the Epstein files soft. One of them is Georgia's Marjorie Taylor Greene.
I've talked to many of the women, and the women themselves have said that Donald Trump did nothing wrong.
Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene is among the Republicans supporting a House vote that would compel the Department of Justice to release all the Epstein files.
The American people deserve to see transparency from their government.
That effort got the final signature it needed this week when a new Democratic Congresswoman was sworn in. A full vote on the House floor is expected next week.
That's CBS's Natalie Brand. California is dealing with a strong storm system. CBS News LA reporter Amanda Sorrentino says the big concern in Southern California is flooding and mudslides 10 months after destructive wildfires.
County officials remain mostly concerned about the Eaton fire burn scar, which stretches across Altadena and Pasadena, an area that has seen mud flows before. Public Works has issued a Phase 1 mud flow and debris alert. A low-level warning for now, but it can escalate if rain rates spike.
Also in California, Oakland police say a suspect's been arrested in the shooting of Laney College football coach John Beam, a man seen on Netflix's Last Chance U. Beam is in critical condition. He was shot on the school's campus. Now to Tampa, WTSP reporter Eric Glasser says food drive business is brisk before the weekend. One that normally sees about 150 people today handled around 500.
Even with the government now reopened, many families are still waiting for help, uncertain when their SNAP benefits will be replenished. And even then,
it's going to take time. You have to rob Peter to pay Paul. Some bills aren't getting paid. And so, it's either food or lights.
Price on everything is going up,
The county, working with Feeding Tampa Bay, handed out hundreds of bags filled with fresh fruits, vegetables, breads, and nutritional snacks.
Well, the White House is mulling possible U.S. military moves in Venezuela. Analyst Ryan Berg.
If strikes stay in international waters, I don't think we see any movement in Venezuela. I think all bets are off if the president decides for land-based strikes in Venezuela.
Border Patrol agents are expected in the Charlotte area as soon as this weekend. Democratic State Representative Aisha Dew is among the officials who say they're not needed.
This is a safe city. Our crime rates have gone down since the previous year. This is just another something out of the playbook.
And checking Wall Street, the Dow is down 220 points. This is CBS News.
Brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Not only does Progressive let you bundle your insurance, they also give you round-the-clock protection. Quote today at Progressive.com.
A name change for Lumen Field. The story coming up, but first, KIRO News Radio traffic. Here's the latest problems out there. In SeaTac, a crash is blocking a lane on I-5 northbound at South 188th Street. In Seattle, a car is actually on the barrier of southbound I-5 near Northeast 130th. That is blocking a lane. A crash is blocking a lane on I-5 southbound near Northeast Northgate Way, and a crash is blocking a lane on the I-5 southbound express lanes near Mercer Street. Travel times are taking up to 20 minutes longer than usual across the map. Traffic brought to you by the Emerald Queen Casino. Country's rising star Chase Matthew hits the Emerald Queen Casino December 7th. The Emerald Queen Casino, the entertainment capital of the Northwest.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good morning, I'm Heather Bosch. 3 years after 4 University of Idaho students were murdered in an off-campus home, their convicted killer has been ordered to pay an additional $3,000 in restitution. It's to pay for urns for 2 of his victims. Brian Koberger has already been ordered to pay $29,000 to cover funeral costs. Koberger is serving life in prison. 2 men found shot to death in Lacey. KIRO 7 TV's Brooke Griffin is on the scene at College Street and 24th Avenue Southeast, where she says an investigation is in full swing.
I can see at least a dozen, definitely more, evidence markers on the street. So a very large scene here as police are investigating. Now, I did see quite a few different Lacey police cars, several different investigators here this morning. So we are still working to find out more information.
We'll bring you new details as we get them. The pile driving is about to begin as WashDOT widens State Route 9 and builds a new Snohomish River Bridge. This is an area where traffic backs up daily. The state's Del Juarez warning.
It's going to be loud. Progress is painful sometimes. Pile driving is going to take place for probably several months into early spring.
Construction is expected to last through 2028. Advocates worried that higher costs and delays are jeopardizing light rail projects around the Puget Sound region.
Build the damn trains.
Yeah. Several pro-transit groups stood outside Union Station to announce the launch of a campaign aimed at just that. They cited numerous setbacks based on budget issues. The Everett Link extension is now expected to open between 2037 and 2041. A West Seattle link, it's now looking more like 2032. And the Tacoma Dome link extension is now expected to happen in 2035.
KIRO 7 TV's Jack Bilyeu reports advocates worry their taxes are not being spent wisely. A name change ahead for Lumen Field. It'll be known as Seattle Stadium during FIFA matches, which kick off in 2026. The Puget Sound Business Journal reporting corporate sponsor names are prohibited during those high-profile soccer games. The 68,000-seat stadium is set to hold 6 World Cup matches. This weather update brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Rain today with highs in the mid-50s. It's 49 in downtown Seattle. I'm Heather Bosch.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with a KIRO News Radio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
This is the Gee and Ursula Show with G. Scott and Ursula Reutin.
It is the Gee and Ursula Show. Happy Fresh Fridays here, November 14th. Good morning, Ursula.
I got to ask you, I mean, 6 years into our show,
Yeah.
if I never made an issue with that whole Fridays or Friday, would you be like emphasizing it so much each and every time?
Absolutely not.
I know.
It would have been done.
And when are you going to, I no longer make an issue of it. Like, when is that going to end?
Well, you just brought it up again. hey, so look, every time you or any of the listeners text in, you just start the clock all the way over.
Oh my God. I can see why you were maybe not the favorite child. Okay. Well, coming up at 10:30. What are we going to do at 10:30, G?
Oh, you know.
Hell to the no.
Oh, shoot. That means me working. And if you listen to the show on Fridays, y'all already know what base am I going to be on at 11 o'clock? Text in if you know the answer.
We know the answer. But right now, we invite you to join us. Text line is 888-973-5476, 888-973 KIRO. And we...
What's new at 10?
Are getting into something very serious here, and I just want to warn you that there's going to be some disturbing information here. But let's start off with what happened in Congress yesterday. Democratic Representative Adelita Grijalva of New Mexico was finally sworn in 2 months after her election was certified. Her first order of business was to cast the 218th vote on a discharge petition to secure a vote on releasing the Epstein files. Now, there's no word yet on when that vote is going to happen, but when it does, Democrats are going to have the backing of a number of GOP representatives, including Lauren Boebert, who is still a firm yes vote, and that is despite direct pressure from President Trump. Now, Boebert reposted this commentary from her hometown Boulder NBC affiliate on X.
It sure looks like Congresswoman Lauren Boebert did a brave thing today. Few people in politics are more polarizing, but put politics aside and consider what is being reported by the New York Times, CNN, and others, that President Trump directly pressured Boebert to help him stop the release of the Epstein files by pulling her support off a congressional petition and sinking that effort. Reports say the Trump White House also brought Boebert into the Situation Room for a meeting with the Attorney General and the FBI Director, who we should note are accused of using the Justice Department to punish people who defy the president. And by all appearances, Boebert did defy the president, despite the pressure and the reported threats.
And it sounds like there are other Republicans who are also going to defy the pressure. Now, White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt said earlier this week that the Epstein files are a hoax.
This is truly a manufactured hoax by the Democrat Party. For now, they're talking about it all of a sudden because President Trump is in the Oval Office. But when Joe Biden was sitting in there, the Democrats never brought this up. This wasn't an issue that they cared about because they actually don't care about the victims in these cases. They care about trying to score political points against President Trump, as we have, of course, seen with this government shutdown.
And President Trump has now responded saying that weak Republicans have fallen into their clutches because they are soft and foolish. He says Epstein was a Democrat and he is the Democrats' problem, not the Republicans. Republican Marjorie Taylor Greene was asked by CBS Mornings about Trump's claims.
These women have been waiting, some of them for decades. I talked to several victims that were raped by Jeffrey Epstein back in the 90s. And so this is information that has needed to come out for a very long time, and the American people have demanded it. And so the American people deserve to see transparency from their government. Rich, powerful people should not be protected. That is completely wrong. And it's a message to victims everywhere, victims of rape, human trafficking, and children who are trapped in terrible situations, that the government will not protect the predators, that we will work hard to protect the victims.
So if you've had a chance to look through some of these documents that were released by the House Oversight Committee, we've gone through some of them, and I will just say that they are extremely disturbing. And just before this hour, I told Chef and Gee, you agreed that I don't feel comfortable actually reading out loud some of these things because I want to dig a little deeper into who was behind them. But we're talking about documents going back to 2016 where these women are using pseudonyms, and they filed a lawsuit in federal courts in California and then New York, making some very, very disturbing allegations against Donald Trump dating back to 1994 when they were 13 years old. Again, they did this, signing, promising that they were telling the truth. And I will just say that the details are beyond disturbing. But now, and you shared that there is someone who is trying to actually maybe lessen the impact in terms of what Jeffrey Epstein was and who he was and what he did. Do you want to set this up or you want me to hit it?
Oh, go ahead. You got it.
As for Epstein, I've said this before, but just as a reminder, I do know somebody very, very close to this case who is in a position to know virtually everything. Not everything, but virtually everything. And this person has told me from the start, years and years ago, that Jeffrey Epstein, in this person's view, was not a pedophile. This is this person's view, who was there for a lot of this, but that he was into the barely legal type. Like he liked 15-year-old girls. And I realize this is disgusting. I'm definitely not trying to make an excuse for this. I'm just giving you facts. That he wasn't into like 8-year-olds, but he liked the very young teen types that could pass for even younger than they were, but would look legal to a passerby. We have yet to see anybody come forward and say, I was I was under 10. I was under 14 when I first came within his purview. Look, you can say that's a distinction without a difference.
No, it's not.
I think there is a difference. Yeah. There's a difference between a 15-year-old and a 5-year-old. You know, it's just whatever.
So obviously that is conservative commentator Megyn Kelly on her podcast. I'm like, what the heck was she trying to justify?
You know,
please try to make sense of that.
I can't. I can't do that. You know, you all have heard me say, oh my goodness, I cannot believe that they're actually saying that out loud. That Megyn Kelly cut that you played, unfortunately, because I knew we were going to talk about it today, and I really, really was just listening, and I played it over again, and I sent it to you guys. And the reason why I played it over again, and I said to myself, Self, did she really just split hairs when it comes to pedophilia? Wow.
We're supposed to feel better that he doesn't go for 8-year-olds.
Like really said that. And so then I started to think, because she really says, she says, I have a close friend who knows about this case. And for years and years, he has said this to me. So I know what you and I do for a living. It takes a lot for us, if we're going to come up here, especially putting our reputation on the line, we're going to vet something. And we're not going to just say something out of thin air. So you got to think for a second. Just think about the things that Megyn Kelly is not saying. If she could say in front of the world that, hey, look, it wasn't 8-year-olds, it was 15. And she's saying out loud that there is a difference in the pedophilia world between 8 and 15. So if Megyn Kelly is going to say that, that lets me know, Ursula, that they know that there is some stuff that's really happening. Now, Caroline Levitt said it's a Democratic hoax. But Megyn Kelly said, do you get what I'm saying? So it's not like Caroline Levitt is saying that there are victims. She's saying it's a hoax. And then let's go back to where all this all started. And by the way, this isn't a Republican or Democrat thing. This is a power thing. It goes back to Alex Acosta, who at the time, you all remember, was the U.S. Attorney's Office down in Miami. And he made that deal in 2008. And what deal did he negotiate for Jeffrey Epstein? He gave him a 13-month sentence on state prostitution charges, making sure he avoided serious federal sex trafficking charges. His punishment was work release, 12 hours a day, 6 days a week. He got a sweet deal, and don't even talk about it. And Alex Acosta, what did he end up doing? Oh, yeah. The Alex Acosta ended up being the 27th United States Secretary of Labor. Under which administration? You got it. The Donald Trump administration. So this is not Republican, Democrat. This is big. But we close, though, because I can tell the way that they are scrambling. I can tell the way Megyn Kelly is positioning herself. She didn't position herself well, but what they're doing is they're trying to brace themselves because it's close. And by the way, most people that I'm not going to speak, but this is some of the people, that's how I feel. This Epstein stuff is not a deal breaker on whether or not you vote for Donald Trump.
No, in fact, I heard someone arguing on Seattle's Morning News that people are more concerned about the economy. Can we be also concerned about making sure that children are not victims of sexual abuse and rape? Like, can you do two things at once? We can be concerned about the economy, which, by the way, unless you're rich, is not better right now. But you can also say that there are tons and tons of victims who have yet to see justice. And one of them, one of the most vocal ones, died by suicide recently. So she will never see justice. And I want to bring up that in a 2010 deposition, Jeffrey Epstein was asked about his relationship with Donald Trump.
Have you ever had a personal relationship with Donald Trump?
What do you mean by personal relationships?
Have you socialized with him?
Yes, sir.
Yes?
Yes, sir.
Have you ever socialized with Donald Trump in the presence of females under the age of 18?
Though I'd like to answer that question, at least today, I'm going to have to assert my 5th, 6th, and 14th Amendment rights, sir.
And again, I would just ask you if you are curious or want to know, or maybe you have doubts about this whole Epstein thing, look into what has been released, because it is so disturbing that I want to take more time to look into it before we actually share any of it. But let's point out that also Epstein's partner, Ghislaine Maxwell, she's serving a 20-year federal sentence for her role in the sex trafficking work. And right now, basically, experts are saying that where she is like a country club relative to what someone convicted of her crimes would actually get. And, there was some discussion about whether the president would pardon her. That shouldn't even be a consideration, given what she has been found guilty of. And again, all these machinations, we should all be in agreement that no one thinks it's okay to sexually abuse children. I saw someone text in, well, it's the definition of the word pedophile. The definition is a person who is sexually attracted to children, whether they're 8, whether they're 15.
Yeah. I couldn't imagine. I don't even know if I would have a job at KIRO Radio if someone was talking about and was asked under oath about my presence around. In that case, you're talking to someone who is someone that is actually known to be a pedophile. And when asked if I was associated with them and was around him with people or young girls under the age of 18, and they can't even respond. They have to plead the 5th. And this is the same person that is an adjudicated sexual abuser when it comes to a case with Eugene Carroll. If it quacks like a duck, it looks like a duck, it's a duck. But again, I want to say, I see how these folks are positioning themselves. They are trying to be ready. So when that news does come that day, that they can be able to fully transition and move on from that, right? And so I just wonder, will TDS be gone then? Will people still be accused of TDS when that news finally comes out?
Well, right now they're splicing. How do you define a pedophile? Bottom line, it is not okay if it's an 8-year-old. It is not okay if it is a 15-year-old. It is a crime. Period. Don't be worried about the semantics. There's no lessening the blow on this one.
Well, I tell you, there's going to be some revisionist history happening. There's going to be so many saying, hey, I never supported that guy. Okay. Mm-hmm.
Hey, did you hear? I'm going to bring up a local story real quick, because did you hear about this group, Let's Go Washington? They're holding events now at public schools around Western Washington to promote 2 different initiatives. One is to expand parental access to student records, and then another one is to ban transgender girls from girls' sports. And their latest Super Signer rally is set for Sunday at Gig Harbor High School, and supporters will be able to sign petitions, drop off signatures, and hear speakers for the campaign. Now, the Peninsula School District did approve the rental and then pulled it back, saying the yes had been issued by mistake. And then after the organizers pushed back and the district got legal advice, they reinstated it, saying that state law requires schools to allow political groups to rent facilities if they follow district rules. And officials emphasized that the district does not endorse these initiatives. Now, these political groups typically pay about $156 an hour to rent a gym. Let's Go Washington is holding similar rallies in Kent, Spokane, Bothell, and Linden, but a Tumwater High School event was canceled after backlash. Now, what do you think?
Should they be able
to hold this?
No, they shouldn't. But you know what I'm learning these days? I'm learning that, hey, no matter what, money can make people really change how their views on. If it don't make dollars, it don't make sense. So no, I don't think that they should. I think they should leave the school alone and go ahead and go somewhere else. I don't think a school should be the place that hosts those.
Yeah, and even though it may be legally okay, it may not violate state rules. I agree with you, G.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's if a political group pays the rate, essentially, once you open the doors to any political group, you are setting a precedent for every polarizing organization. So let's say, well, how would you feel if Planned Parenthood said, hey, we don't expect you, the district, to endorse what we're doing, but we want to rent your space and go to the schools and give out pamphlets about Planned Parenthood and abortion services. Now, would you be okay with that?
I don't know. Those don't target kids. The trans initiative does target kids that attend the schools.
Are you being facetious?
Yes.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, so again, be careful what you start doing because now you've opened the door.
Yeah, agree. All right. Come to save the day at 10:47. Well, that'll be scenarios. Coming up next, it's a Fresh Friday, so we got a little Hailton and All conversation that's happened. And wait until you hear what those that are in charge of voting for the Oscars, wait until you hear what they have to do in order to vote. We'll do that next. Gee Ursula.
This hour is brought to you by Pella Windows and Doors of Western Washington.
On a 4-game win streak.
Are you kidding me?
With a pair of dominant wins over the last 2 weeks.
Another touchdown! Seahawks!
Comes the biggest game of the season for the Seahawks. A battle for first place in the NFC West.
I mean, we're literally in the middle of the season, and this is a playoff game.
Not just in the NFC West division, but in the NFC.
Seahawks Rams, Sunday, kickoff at 1:05, pregame at 10 on the home of the Seahawks. KIRO Radio on 97.3 FM.
When I think about retirement, I don't think about charts or spreadsheets. I think about moments, more time with the people I love, more travel with my husband, more space in the day to breathe, reflect, and finally enjoy the life that we've been building all these years. But getting there takes more than just hope. It takes a real plan and one that gives you peace of mind. That's why Mark and I recently met with Marty at Trajan Wealth. And I'll tell you, it wasn't just about numbers. She listened. She asked about our family, our dreams, what keeps us up at night. And she brought up some really good questions that we hadn't even considered. And we walked out feeling more confident. And now we are looking ahead to our follow-up meeting where Marty's going to lay out strategies that are designed specifically for us. And that's what I love about Trajan Wealth. Real guidance, real care, and a plan that will reflect who you are. So if you are ready for that same kind of clarity and a retirement plan that actually fits your life, reach out to Trajan Wealth, spelled Trajan. Call 206-466-3300. That's 206-466-3300 or visit TrajanWealth.com.
Advisory services through Trajan Wealth, LLC. SEC registered investment advisor. Client paid advertisement. Additional disclosures at TrajanWealth.com.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-292-4541 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-292-4541. That's 800-292-4541. What do you have to lose? Call 800-292-4541. Again, 800-292-4541.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
The first few steps that I took in the morning were pretty painful.
This is Carlos.
I mean, I had been told by multiple orthopedic surgeons that there was no alternative for me.
That wasn't what he wanted to hear. You see, Carlos is an active guy.
I played basketball, and for 3 to 4 days after, my knees would just be so swollen. And now I can play basketball, and there is no swelling. There is no pain in the knees.
No swelling, no pain, because Carlos went to see Dr. Mark Wagner, MD, at Seattle Sports and Regenerative Medicine for stem cell therapy.
I'm just happy to be able to be out there. And then knowing that tomorrow I am not going to suffer for this.
What do you say to your friends and family who are in pain?
I say, I had horrible knee pain, and stem cells really work for me. You might want to go to Dr. Wagner, just get a consultation before you have surgery.
Consider stem cell therapy with Dr. Mark Wagner, MD, at Seattle Sports and Regenerative Medicine. Schedule your consultation at drmarkwagnermd.com.
So my mother is thinking of switching from Verizon to Pure Talk, but she's worried the deal sounds too good to be true. Michael, she said, how can those Pure Talk people offer me the same basic service as Verizon for so much less money? I said, Ma, go ask Google how much Verizon spends on advertising and promotions. A few seconds later, my mother said, oh my goodness, $12 billion a year? That must be a typo. I'll tell you what I told my mom. It's not a typo. Verizon spends $12 billion a year on advertising and promotions, and their customers are paying for it. Well, Pure Talk doesn't spend that kind of money on commercials. Trust me, I would know. That's why they can offer you and my mother unlimited talk, text, and plenty of data on a crazy fast 5G network for just $25 a month. And if you're a business owner, you could really save a fortune. Dial pound 250, say the words Mike Rowe, and you'll get an additional 50% off your first month. That's pound 250 Mike Rowe. Pure Talk. Everything you need and nothing you don't.
When the weather outside is frightful, a hot tub or sauna is delightful. During Olympic Hot Tub's Heat Up the Season sale, gift yourself year-round wellness with a saltwater hot spring spa or Tilo sauna. OlympicHotTub.com. Better you, better life.
KIRO Newsradio 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO Newsradio and MyNorthwest.com.
Good morning, I'm Heather Bosch. A U.S. Navy carrier battle group is approaching the Caribbean, and sources tell CBS News President Trump now has options for land strikes in the region. CBS's Eleanor Watson.
The Ford and the 3 destroyers along with it together add not only fighter aircraft, but also dozens of Tomahawk missiles that have the range to strike inside Venezuela.
It would be a major escalation. The Trump administration has already struck 20 alleged drug smuggling vessels, killing 80 people in the Caribbean and Pacific in what it's calling Operation Southern Spear. A woman who was sex trafficked by Jeffrey Epstein says when she was 16, wants the government to release all of the files related to him at once. Annie Farmer tells CBS News.
This trickle of information is really difficult, right? We're just asking for the full files to be released so we don't have to continue to live, in this roller coaster world.
A handful of Republicans have joined Democrats in supporting a bill that would require the release of the Justice Department's files. With the federal government reopened, the Department of Transportation is freezing flight restrictions at U.S. airports at 6% as it monitors the number of air traffic controllers heading back to work. 45 flights have been canceled at SeaTac Airport so far today, 47 delayed. Starting Monday, you'll be able to use a new security checkpoint at SeaTac Airport. Checkpoint 6 is massive compared to the old checkpoint it's replacing. Project manager Alan Olson.
The way it's laid out, you're going to be able to get through quicker. You're not going to be snaking your way around like you did in the old layout.
Checkpoint 6 is on the upper level of the terminal at the far north end. Seattle Mayor-elect Katie Wilson is already making the rounds on the national talk shows, telling CNN she plans to tackle the city's affordability crisis crisis on day one.
Wilson told CNN Seattle is facing the same issues many large cities face. Food costs are skyrocketing, childcare costs are through the roof, and people can't afford to live in the cities where they work.
People are really looking for city leadership that's going to tackle that affordability crisis and our housing crisis with everything we've got.
Wilson partially blames big tech like Amazon for the affordable housing crisis and homelessness. Luke Ducey, KIRO News Radio.
On Wall Street, the Dow is down 199 points. NASDAQ up 91. KIRO News Radio traffic and SeaTac. A crash is blocking a lane on I-5 northbound at South 188th Street. You have crashes on north and southbound I-5 in Seattle in various stages of getting cleared out. DOT's been working to clear a crash on eastbound State Route 16 in the Burley area. That's on the peninsula. It's still blocking one lane. Travel times longer than usual, but much improved from earlier. Everett to Seattle will take you 34 minutes. Federal Way to Seattle, 39. Renton to Bellevue. Don't have that one for you. Traffic brought to you by Seattle Sports. Search Seattle Sports on YouTube and click subscribe. This weather update brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Rain today with highs in the mid-50s. It's 49 in downtown Seattle. I'm Heather Bosch.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
This is the Gee and Ursula Show, and it is time for us to do our famous Hell to the No segment.
All right, let's start off with Target. This is brand new today. They have been struggling, of course. The retailer stock is down about 32% this year. Foot traffic down for 9 consecutive months in a row. And so Target is going to make a big switch, and this is their big fixed solution ahead of crucial holiday sales.
Just smile.
That's it. Smiling is the solution. The policy that Target has laid out is that if that customers are 10 feet away from a Target worker, G, that employee is supposed to smile and wave at them. And if the customer is 4 feet away or less, Target workers are instructed to ask the customer if they require any assistance. What do you think? That going to work out?
Yeah, I think, yes, it would. I think customer service is customer service. Hence the reason, y'all been to Chick-fil-A? Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Oh, you know what's interesting?
Chick-fil-A's got it down.
They do.
They really know how to get you in and out efficiently.
I don't think that Nick's Gen Z's generation appreciates customer service the way Ursula, our generation, does. I'm a sucker for great customer service. I'm a sucker for that type of politeness, and really, seriously, I think we appreciate it more.
Yeah, it's a lost art, especially as fewer and fewer people are going to brick and mortar stores.
Yep.
But let's go back to the whole Target thing. Target's big problem right now is that people have dropped going to Target out of principle because of some decisions that they've made regarding DEI. So there was a direct correlation when the corporate offices made that decision, sales dropped because there were people who were very influential who said, we are not going to continue shopping at Target.
And I'm not going in Target.
I have gone less.
Yeah. Yep.
Maybe once, I think, in the last couple of years. So people have decided to bring their dollars elsewhere. Now, is it going to hurt them to have their Target employees smile more often? No. But is that going to cure what has happened to Target and why they have dropped their stocks by over 30% just this year alone?
Right.
And that foot traffic's been down? No. But it'll be a more pleasant experience for those who are still shopping there.
If I'll tell you right now, if I'm Target right now, I end this whole thing because it's not getting better for them. And the more they're trying to, I thought after a while, just ignored it, let it go. No, this has been going on for months. Hey, Target, you might, when this happened maybe in January, but you might want to settle this because this is not looking good. And by the way, you can become the next Sears. Mess around, you know what I'm saying?
Am I the only
one?
Wait,
how many Sears are there still left?
That's my
Zero.
point.
It's like Montgomery Ward.
Yeah, that's my
point. That's
my point.
Exactly.
Am I the only one that gets annoyed? Like when you have multiple store employees come up to you and, hi, have you been helped yet? Do you need assistance? Can I get anything for you? Are you finding everything okay? Is that just me?
I don't think that's just you.
I think sending out a memo to your entire company telling everyone, hey, if a customer gets within 4 feet of you, you have to ask them if they need help. Like, people are fully capable of waving at an employee and saying, hey, I can help you. Or can you find something for me, right?
Okay, so I actually work, I don't know if you know this, but I worked retail all through college because I had to actually pay for my college tuition. And so there is a right way to do the sincere customer service, and then there's a wrong way where you know that someone's just asking because it's required of them, but they really don't want you to ask them a question.
Right.
Or if you ask them a question, they're going to be very irritated. Mike in Portland just texted in and said, if you've been to Target recently, you know there are only 1 or 2 employees in the whole store, and they're going to be hiding in the back with these new rules. That is the thing that I see more often. And I know that you still shop sometimes brick and mortar. A lot of times is I cannot find any help.
I can't stand shopping brick and mortar. I really can't. And I go to these places, and sometimes, it's just the customers. So now it's to the point when I do get the good customer service, it really stands out to me. That's why I'm not mad at you, Target, for doing this.
Yeah. Susan in Tacoma says, I love Trader Joe's, and Trader Joe's is someplace you get great customer service.
You know what you also get at Trader Joe's? A fast checkout experience.
Yes,
because they have an adequate number of workers there.
Correct.
But Target, all these other places, 20 minutes just to get up to the checkout line? No, thanks. All right. New rules for Oscars voters this year. NBC got a copy of an email the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Scientists sent to voters telling members for the very first time they must have watched all of the movies nominated in each category in order to vote. The email goes on to say you do not need to save movie stubs, tickets, or receipts. This is an honor system. Ursula, so people have been voting on the Oscars all these years without actually having watched all the movies.
That it's irritating, but not surprising. And I'll tell you why. It's the same premise as people commenting on social media without actually having read the article or listened to the video that has been posted. They will weigh in as if they are an expert and haven't even seen it or read it or heard it. And the fact that they actually have to articulate this and make this a requirement, I think diminishes the importance of these award shows even more.
Yeah. That just blows my mind. Like, hey, in order to vote, can you please watch the movies?
There's 10 best pictures. That's a lot.
Oh, stop. They have all year.
Yeah. That just blew my mind. I don't even know what to say to that. Like, you got one job. Can you at least watch the movie?
I have a proposal. Hey, can baseball's MVP voters actually watch the Mariners too? How about that?
Hey, I've got a big announcement that I'm going to make. I've just concluded something. I've concluded something today. And if you are listening, if you have been listening to the show all 6 years, I'm going to announce something right at the beginning of our next segment.
Okay. Right before scenarios?
Yeah.
We don't even know what this is.
Nope, you don't.
Let's do it next. Gee Ursula.
It's official. Seattle will have a new mayor.
I just spoke with Mayor-elect Katie Wilson to congratulate her on a hard-fought victory.
Stay with KIRO Newsradio and MyNorthwest.com for the latest.
I believe in good government, and I believe that there's a lot of work that needs to be done inside City Hall.
From the trusted Northwest News voices you depend on.
Seattle has spoken, asking about real change.
KIRO Newsradio on 97.3 FM.
If you use carpool or toll lanes along SR 167, some things have changed, and some things haven't. Using those lanes without a good-to-go account means you'll receive a bill in the mail. That is a change. You'll always pay the lowest toll rate with good-to-go. No change. Carpoolers now need a Flex Pass set to HOV mode to ride free. That's a change. Does a good-to-go pass still save you $2 on every toll? Definitely not a change. Learn more at goodtogo167.com. Free Flex Passes while supplies last.
Announcing the Royal Corgis.
What have you done?
I wired pounds to London to buy Royal Corgis.
You went to the bank to wire money for Royal Corgis?
That means yes.
You are so dumb. Banks are slow and they hide all kinds of fees and transfers.
Those mutts.
If you want to send money overseas, use Wise. It's faster and never hides fees. Oh, they're fighting, just like the real royal family.
You can save up to 70% when you send money abroad. Be smart. Get Wise. Learn more by visiting wise.com. T's and C's apply.
You know that cartoon of the three-eyed fish swimming in polluted water next to a nuclear power plant?
Yeah, classic.
I used to think that was real, but I just learned that nuclear energy waste isn't some glowing green goo. It's actually used fuel rods from nuclear reactors that made electricity.
Wait, so no barrels of leaking sludge?
No, solid used fuel rods are safely stored at all the nuclear power plants in the U.S., including the one in Richland.
So the cartoon fish isn't real?
Not even close. Learn the facts about nuclear energy and used fuel at energy-northwest.com.
Hey, Brock Ewart here. It's such a joy for me to be joined by Shannon O'Kelly, President and CEO of IRG Physical and Hand Therapy. Shannon, I've heard so much about traveling physical therapists. What's that mean to you and IRG?
That's a great question, Brock. Traveling physical therapy right now, I think, is a fad, and a lot of young therapists are doing it, but they're missing opportunities that we provide here at IRG. And those things we provide at IRG are really important, and that's being part of a team and treating patients, building relationships, engaging with our community. That is so important. The other thing is they're not getting paid time off. A crew are paid time off, and they do not get continuing education, professional growth, and that is so important as a young therapist to have access to professional growth. The other thing is we have an enhanced compensation program here at IRG that our physical therapists, our occupational therapists can increase their earnings by engagement, outcomes, and intervention. That's what we're all about. We're about building a great culture for young therapists and all clinicians to work here.
Openings across the whole company. Head over to irgpt.com/careers, irgpt.com/careers.
Did you know that nearly half the homes in Western Washington are not properly insulated or not insulated at all? That may be the reason why your home is way too hot in the summer and way too cold in the winter. It may also be the reason that your energy bills are sky high. Right now, Insulation Northwest is offering a free inspection of your home's insulation. This is a $199 value and it's absolutely free, no obligation. Just call today and Insulation Northwest will arrange a time that works with your schedule. We'll perform a thorough exam of your home's insulation and give you the advice you need to start saving thousands. Everyone who calls today will also receive a free infrared screening of your home using the latest technology. This will help reveal any hidden flaws in your home's protective energy blanket. What do you have to lose? It only takes about an hour and it's absolutely free. Call Insulation Northwest today, the real insulation company.
InsulationNorthwest.com. Black Friday deals are back at Dania Furniture. For a limited time, discover incredible savings on Nordic-inspired furniture and decor for every space in your home. From statement pieces for your living room to instant upgrades for the dining room, bedroom, and more. It's the perfect time to refresh your favorite space or reimagine your entire home. Dania Furniture. We make it simple. You make it home. Stop by your local showroom today or shop online at daniafurniture.com.
Millions of Americans use credit cards to purchase goods every day. The Durbin-Marshall credit card mandates put the secure transactions you rely on at risk, leaving you vulnerable to hackers and foreign cybercriminals that want your data. Hackers win. You lose. Guard your card before it's too late. Tell Congress your data security is not for sale and oppose the Durbin-Marshall credit card mandates.
Paid for by Electronic Payments Coalition.
Carter Subaru is Seattle's only Subaru dealer with the largest selection of Subarus in Washington. With over 800 vehicles in stock, they have exactly what you're looking for with savings you'll love. Visit Carter Subaru in Shoreline and Ballard or anytime at cartersubaru.com.
Cold is beginning, rocks are moving and mold is creeping and water seeping in. It's hard to be a homeowner, we know.
Without American Crawl Space and Pest Services, it is hard to be a homeowner. Dave Ross here. American Crawl are the heroes to call for insulation and pest issues because in addition to their great reviews and decades of experience, they also give out the most PSE insulation rebates of any insulation company in the state.
American Crawl, the heroes you call.
Get your free inspection at AmericanCrawl.com.
What's your holiday tradition? It's G. Scott here. For me, it's gathering with loved ones around a meal that brings joy. For many families, that tradition feels out of reach. Next time you shop at Safeway, please donate to Nourishing Neighbors. Your gift provides groceries to families across Washington, giving them access to nutritious food and the dignity to shop like the rest of us and choose what's meaningful for their holiday table. Visit nourishingneighbors.com and donate at your Safeway checkout. That's nourishingneighbors.com. It is the Gee Ursula Show. Before we get to scenarios, Ursula, you had something to say.
Yes. So on this day, Friday, November 14th, I will no longer refer to Fresh Friday as Fresh Friday. I will start always saying what G says, which is Fresh Fridays. I give up.
Man, I wasn't expecting that announcement.
You know who was?
What?
Jeff and Bonnie Lake. Well done.
What did Jeff say?
He says, I realized that Fridays, he says this was what he thought I would say. I just realized that Fridays are fresh and they matter. All weekday shows matter, but Fresh Fridays also matter.
Ursula, we can see right through what you're doing.
Oh, you can?
The reverse psychology of
No,
it. If you start referring to it as Fresh Fridays, maybe G will stop.
No. No. I want to be consistent.
It worked with woke. Back in the day, this was when that worked.
Anyway,
all right, let's get to it.
Fresh Fridays. I'm hoping that on this date, you also retire that.
Okay.
Okay.
I have a coworker who has taken credit for work that isn't theirs for years. 3 times over the last 2 years alone, she claimed credit for an idea that I had. All 3 times, I bit my lip and didn't fight her on it because I wanted to be above it. Our team still benefited from the idea, but I didn't get proper credit. Okay. This person lives just a few blocks from me, and it's about 40 minutes to get to work. Now, there's a small bakery that's near where we live, and the cookies there are fantastic. Last week, a batch of those unique cookies from this bakery appeared in our break room with a note from her saying, I have been experimenting in the kitchen. Let me know what you think. People were raving about these cookies, so I blew up the lie the next day. I brought cookies from the bakery in their packaging with a note that said, wow, those cookies yesterday almost are identical to the ones my family loves from Moyer's Bakery. I didn't do that. Her lie blew up and she got trolled pretty hard. Finally, she came to me in tears asking why I would be so mean. I felt terrible and now realize that I probably went too far. Am I a jerk for this? Just a little bit? Or not? 888-973-5476. Ursula, you have to bat first.
You're definitely passive-aggressive. Instead of confronting her or bringing up the issue, maybe not the first time, because maybe it was like, okay, she took credit, but you saw a pattern. Yeah. So it happened a second time and a third time, and it bugged the heck out of you. I would have absolutely said something. Like, I like being on this team, but what I don't like is that you are taking credit for my ideas, and I am feeling like, that's not fair, et cetera, et cetera. And I would just be upfront with it instead of now going around and finding this, because people still think she did the other work. Yeah. Now it's just on this thing. Yeah. She looks petty.
Yeah, that ain't cool.
Yeah, just have that conversation.
That ain't cool. To bust her up with the cookies and stuff like that.
I think it's hilarious.
You do?
Yeah, it's hilarious. Like, I'm sorry, people actually get promoted because of reasons over other people for reasons like this. But I think there are better ways to deal with it. When somebody takes credit for your idea, you call them out on it immediately, and you say something like, "Hey, shout out to Tina over there for presenting my idea with such clarity." Or you reply all to an email. Hey, I just wanted to follow up and make sure that you got my notes from last week when I brought this up in case there were any more questions. Or you could say like, hey, great idea. That's the pitch I gave last week. I'm glad you're jumping on board with it. But don't let yourself be a doormat, because you're not going to win anything.
Well, I agree with the first part with what you said, but for her now to do the cookie thing, that's where it's just now you're stooping to her level.
Yeah. No,
actually,
do the
right thing, so do the right thing and have that. I just still don't understand why people don't have those crucial conversations. Just a tip, there's a book out with that very title of the book. It's a good read. Have those conversations so that you don't have to do these petty things.
Yeah, that's petty. Like, but first of all, I am all for being petty. I love being petty. Where I draw the line where petty turns into bullying, and I think this right here to embarrass them,
they cried.
Yeah, that's pretty bad. That's not cool. Like you could, hey, you can either say something to them, or you could be like, hey, I saw this on the email, and was this the one that we talked about? But the cookies thing.
It's not that I feel so sad for the woman. I just think that you don't look any better. Now you just look. You still aren't getting credit.
Agree. All right, Brother Nick.
Well, listen, if this were taking credit for like work or even going as far as someone's identity, yeah, that's crossing the line. But it's just cookies right now. So I say let it go and give the lady her day for once. Just dessert, cookies, like anything else, it's like it's fine, but don't go that. Like you don't have to even go as far as to make a big scene out of it. It's not a big deal.
All right. Now, Ursula, here's the thing about the Fresh Fridays. What happened is I think, and like Chef was trying to say, he thought that maybe you're trying to do the reverse psychology, and I don't think you were. I just think you just jumped into the if you can't beat them, join them.
Yes.
And right now, I think what you did is you just officially solidified Fresh Fridays. Like, that's one of those things where it's going to be a thing now.
Good.
6-7.
It's one of those things that I am just not going to get worked up about.
All right. It's the 11 o'clock hour on the Friday, and y'all know that is my favorite. Appreciate you guys hanging out with us. Coming up next at 11:30, we do have Agree to Disagree. And up next, wait a minute. We got a guest coming on the show, Ursula? I didn't even know.
Mm-hmm.
Perry Cooper.
Mm-hmm.
From SeaTac, or excuse me, SCA, to come in and talk about the new happenings at the airport that can improve your next experience. Oh, I got to hear this. Do that next, Gee Ursula.
On a 4-game win streak.
Are you kidding me?
With a pair of dominant wins over the last 2 weeks.
Another touchdown! Seahawks!
Comes the biggest game of the season for the Seahawks. A battle for first place in the NFC West.
I mean, we're literally in the middle of the season, and this is a playoff game.
Not just in the NFC West division, but in the NFC.
Seahawks Rams, Sunday kickoff at 1:05. Pre-game at 10 on the home of the Seahawks. KIRO Radio on 97.3 FM. KIRO FM and HD1, Tacoma, Seattle.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Cunahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions and bring you a special Black Friday offer.
Hey, everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have leaf filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/deal to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
That's leaffilter.com/deal. And now, as a special Black Friday offer, you can get a free gutter inspection, plus up to 35% off. This is our best offer of the season. Unlock it now at leaffilter.com/deal. See representative for warranty details.
So my mother is thinking of switching from Verizon to Pure Talk, but she's worried the deal sounds too good to be true. Michael, she said, how can those Pure Talk people offer me the same basic service as Verizon for so much less money? I said, Ma, go ask Google how much Verizon spends on advertising and promotions. A few seconds later, my mother said, oh my goodness, $12 billion a year? That must be a typo. I'll tell you what I told my mom. It's not a typo. Verizon spends $12 billion a year on advertising and promotions, and their customers are paying for it. Well, Pure Talk doesn't spend that kind of money on commercials. Trust me, I would know. That's why they can offer you and my mother unlimited talk, text, and plenty of data on a crazy fast 5G network for just $25 a month. And if you're a business owner, you could really save a fortune. Dial pound 250, say the words Mike Rowe, and you'll get an additional 50% off your first month. That's pound 250 Mike Rowe. Pure Talk. Everything you need and nothing you don't.
Good afternoon. I'm Aaron Gordillo.
Your best source for local news.
Newly released police video shows the arrest of a 17-year-old.
KIRO News Radio.
For more than 75 years, the VA Home Loan Benefit has helped millions of eligible veterans and service members achieve their piece of the American dream, a home for their families. Did you know that you could purchase a home or refinance your current home loan with your VA Home Loan Benefit? VA home loans have lower closing costs and generally enjoy lower interest rates than other borrowers. The VA Home Loan may save you thousands of dollars on your mortgage. For more information, visit www.va.gov or talk to a lender of your choice. Choose VA.
Brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Not only does Progressive let you bundle your insurance, they also give you round-the-clock protection. Get a quote today at progressive.com.
Hartley here from Wilcox Family Farms. I'm so excited to have my cousin Amelia with me today. So I saw that you visited the baby chicks.
I got to hold 7 of them. They were so cute.
Do you know why Wilcox chickens are so happy?
Because they get to play outside?
Yes.
Happy chickens are healthy chickens.
From our farm to your table, Wilcox Family Farms eggs, locally fresh
since 1909.
John Curley here. Attention landlords. Let's say you've owned a rental for 20 years. Tenants are calling at 1 a.m. It's another problem you would love to sell, but those taxes keep you stuck. Many properties today are producing less cash flow than a high-yield savings account. Some landlords are working harder than ever for 1 to 3% return. That's why Madrona Financial and CPAs are hosting a free landlord retirement plan workshop. November 18th in Kirkland, November 19th in Tacoma, and November 20th back in Kirkland, all at 3 p.m. Madrona does things differently. They're wealth advisors and CPAs, so they understand both investments and taxes. You'll learn strategies like how to sell without triggering massive capital gains, or how to avoid depreciation recapture surprises, and why DSTs are becoming so popular with retired landlords. Only 10 seats per workshop. Call 833-673-7373 to reserve yours. That's 833-673-7373.
Your best source for local news. KIRO News Radio. KIRO FM and HD1. Tacoma, Seattle. Northwest News.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by O'Reilly Auto Parts.
I'm Christopher Cruz. A federal bankruptcy court judge today said he will approve OxyContin maker Purdue Pharma's latest settlement of thousands of lawsuits over the terrible toll of opioids. The settlement includes some money for thousands of victims of the epidemic and requires members of the Sackler family to contribute up to $7 billion and give up their ownership of Purdue Pharma. President Trump is working to derail a House bill requiring the Justice Department to release its files on Jeffrey Epstein. CBS's Natalie Brandnow at the White House.
President Trump, who has denied any wrongdoing, again this morning called it a hoax pushed by Democrats and criticized some Republicans for falling into their clutches.
Today, the president said he'll ask the Justice Department and the FBI to investigate Epstein's involvement with prominent Democrats, including former President Bill Clinton. Air traffic controllers are starting to see deposits hit their bank accounts. Here's CBS's Chris Van Cleve.
The nation's air traffic controllers have begun receiving back pay from the government shutdown. Controllers worked without pay for more than a month, missing 2 full paychecks and a portion of a third. Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy promised the controllers a lump sum payment within 48 hours of the government reopening. The FAA says that payment started hitting controllers' accounts this morning.
However, the controllers haven't gotten all of their back pay yet. Fights have again broken out between protesters and Border Patrol agents and police at a detention center in Broadview, Illinois, near Chicago. CBS News Chicago reporter Lauren Victory has been watching the clashes take place.
The vibe out here is definitely calmed a little bit, while at the same time we're hearing
more chanting, some sirens, there were some whistles. Some of the police officers in the last 30 seconds actually pushed members of the media back. We've been standing behind these barricades all morning.
The confrontations come on the same day that ICE faces a court-ordered deadline to release 13 detainees who'd allegedly been taken into custody illegally by federal agents. There could be confrontations in Charlotte as well, where officials and activists are preparing for the arrival of Border Patrol agents as soon as this weekend. State Representative Aisha Dew says they're not needed.
We don't have borders here in North Carolina that need to be protected. We don't need to be protected from Virginia, Tennessee, South Carolina. And I'm sorry, but people are not joining us in Wilmington.
People in Santa Barbara, California are trying to protect their homes from heavy rain and flooding. Among them, Stephen Gantner, who's picking up sandbags.
We just want to be prepared in case we get a dump and make sure that the rain doesn't enter the garage.
On Wall Street, less than 2 hours before the close of a very tough trading week, the Dow is down about 0.5%. This is CBS News.
Think O'Reilly Auto Parts for all your car care needs. Get the parts and service you need fast from the professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
A deadly double shooting in Lacey. The story coming up. At first, KIRO Newsradio traffic. You've got a crash blocking all but one lane on I-5 southbound at North 145th Street. You're backed up to Mount Lake Terrace. Travel time ever to Seattle is 1 hour and 15 minutes now. Other travel times are dropping after earlier problems this morning. Federal Way to Seattle, 31 minutes. Renton to Bellevue, 20. And yay, the crash has been cleared from eastbound State Route 16 in Burley. Traffic brought to you by KIRO News Radio.
KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good morning, I'm Heather Bosch. 2 men shot in Lacey. KIRO 7 TV's Brooke Griffin is on the scene.
There is at least one body on the ground. We know that 2 people are dead. We don't know anything about those victims. We have not heard anything either about a suspect in custody at this time, but this is very, very early in these investigating stages. I can see at least a dozen, definitely more, evidence markers on the street.
This is near the intersection of College Street and 24th Avenue Southeast. We will bring you more information as we get it. Court documents show a suspected drunk driver didn't appear to understand that he'd hit 2 people with his car in Tacoma Tuesday, even though a bicyclist went through his car's windshield. Police say the bicycle rider suffered life-threatening injuries. A skateboarder was hit but not seriously injured. A mother and child suffered cuts and bruises when the suspect hit their car head-on. The man was booked for assault and reckless driving. Blood tests are pending. The state is aiming to reopen the I-90 overpass damaged by an overhigh truck near Cle Elum by the end of January.
WashDOT's Megan Lott says it's moving so fast because of an emergency declaration and the relative ease of the fix, just laying new girders on the old columns.
We'll actually have them done in a facility, and then they'll be shipped out to the area where we can set them, which is a lot quicker.
Winter weather is moving into the area, and it could impact the schedule. I-90 lane restrictions or closures will be necessary, but no schedule yet. Chris Sullivan, KIRO News Radio.
Advocates worry that higher costs and delays are jeopardizing light rail projects around the Puget Sound region.
And they've been working on it for how many years now? You know, we're as taxpayers, where's our money going?
They point to several delayed projects, including the Everett Link Extension, West Seattle Link, and the Tacoma Dome Link Extension. They tell KIRO 7 TV costs will only increase the longer it takes to get those projects done. The American League MVP went to the Yankees' Aaron Judge. 710 Seattle Sports' Brock Heward.
The East Coast media, they don't watch, they don't care, they don't pay attention, and they still don't even understand the full greatness that was Cal Raleigh.
Swing and a drive, deep to right field. There it is, number 60.
Heward says Raleigh's 60 regular season home runs as a switch-hitting gold-caliber catcher is something no one has done before. This weather update brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Rain today with highs in the mid-50s. It's 49 in downtown Seattle. I'm Heather Bosch.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with a KIRO News Radio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
This is the Gee and Ursula Show with G. Scott and Ursula Reutin.
It is Fresh Fridays here on the Gee and Ursula Show, and if there's one favorite part of my week, it's 11 o'clock on the Friday. It is the best. Good morning, Ursula.
Good morning. Loving this Fresh Friday and love celebrating Fresh Fridays. Coming up at 11:30, we are going to do Agree to Disagree. Right now, though, let's get to it.
Top stories at 11.
On the Gee and Ursula Show.
Construction crews are still plugging away at SEA, otherwise known as SeaTac Airport, but we wanted to let you know that there is a brand new part of the airport that you're going to be able to use the next time you fly. We thought this was such great news that we have asked our friend Perry Cooper with SEA to join us once again. Good morning.
Morning. A fresh thing at the airport.
Yes. So tell us about it. What's going on?
Yes, so Checkpoint 6, we're going to reopen it on Monday morning. So we just had a preview with some folks yesterday, and you're going to love it. Gee, I know it's a space that you've been concerned about for construction fatigue for a while. The north end of our main terminal, the checkpoint's open. It's got like twice the amount of space pre the security lines in the queuing area. On the other side of the security lines, it's got about 3 times the space, what we call the recomposed space, where you end up putting your belts and stuff like that back in your pockets and on, as well as brand new restroom, additional stalls there as well, too, nursing room, family room, and then some beautiful art in the midst of it as well, too. And just number one, adding additional security lanes to make sure that we're making sure we get people through.
Hey, Coop, a question about the bathroom, because this is important. Do you got the full-length mirrors in there? Because those make good pictures when you go to the airport.
We do have larger mirrors. That one in particular, I'm not sure if I've got the full length in that one, but I know in several of them throughout in the D and C concourse that we've upgraded in the last couple of years, they are in those as well.
Yeah. And no, those are nice.
Them in N. You like those N gates. I know they're in N. You did that one, right?
Yep, you got it.
Hey, so the last time we spoke with you, you were saying that the delays and the cancellations because of the disruptions involving air traffic controllers, et cetera, really weren't being seen or felt that much, at least at SEA. Our reporter who went out there did find a few people who were inconvenienced. But what is the latest on that?
Yeah, I mean, the delays and the inconveniences really are at the traveler level. So it's those folks that are, their flight's been interrupted. They've had to be rebooked. They're working with the airlines to figure out where they're going to be. That is the kind of stuff that you're going to see. But once you get to the terminal, you're not seeing delays because of, say, federal workers not keeping lanes open for security checkpoints. Our wait times are still around 7 to 13 minutes. Again, kudos to all those folks who've continued to come out here despite not being paid. And now we're getting around that corner. Same thing from air traffic control. We haven't seen any delays because of staffing issues for operations throughout the airport.
Well, that is certainly great news. And I know, again, the last time we spoke with you, you said that there were ways that folks could help out the families and the workers who were going without paychecks. Did you get a good response to that?
Yeah, we did, and we're really appreciative of everybody who has done that. Our follow-up to that, though, is now that they're back and they're being paid again, we have to wrap that up because basically the ethics rules from a federal employee standpoint is they can't accept donations once they're being paid. So with the additional donations that we've gotten that haven't been able to be given out, we're actually giving to the Des Moines Food Bank, and then we're encouraging folks who want to make additional donations to use the area food banks as your places where you're donating to folks now.
Hey, Coop, I was looking on the news the other day, and I saw that Kristi Noem and they were handing out $10,000 checks to TSA. Was that going to come to SEA?
I'm not familiar with that, so that wouldn't be through us. You'd have to touch base with TSA how they work with that. But I can say is that, they've gotten raises over the last several years. That has been one of the reasons that I've read that they've decided, to stick around and may not have left as early as they might have back in 2018 when this was happening again. And again, like we said, kudos to all those folks who did stick around and continue to come to work here and make sure everything worked here.
Hey, Coop, before you go, there's a Jeff in Long Branch that texted us, and he said, hey, ask Coop this. He says that he's a former catcher at Washington State. You've never said go Cougs here on the show. And he wonders if you have any thoughts on Cal Raleigh not getting the AL MVP.
Oh, man, I do. And I'm a former catcher. I was a scrub, super scrub at Wazoo, just off. Didn't actually get lead or anything like that at Wazoo. But, yeah, it's just crazy. I mean, as well as everybody else, if the guys played on the opposite team, there's no question Cal would win it.
Good stuff, Coop. Well, hey, Coop, we always appreciate you coming on to the show. And listen, we got Thanksgiving coming up, so we are about to really find out how much those new additions are going to help coming up this month.
You love that. And baggage claim, all the scaffolding's gone. Pretty much all of the construction walls are down as well, too. You should be enjoying that, too, because I know that was one of your concerns. We're turning a corner. It's going to be great by the time we get to World Cup in spring.
Look at that.
All right. The sun is always shining at SeaTac. SCA.
It is, and it's beautiful here on the west side, the east side here, heading to Pullman for the Coug game.
Oh, there you go. Go Cougs.
Take care, Coop. Thank you.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Okay, another one of our top stories is that we now have a new mayor-elect in Seattle. Katie Wilson pulled ahead far enough against Bruce Harrell. He conceded the race yesterday. This was one of the closest mayoral contests the city has ever seen. And as we bring it up again, I know that you were saying that this was one of those races that really upsets you, the way the turnout is.
Yeah, and I don't want to go intense like I did at 9 o'clock, but I'll just be very simple. This is where someone unqualified wins in this mayoral race against someone that is experienced and qualified and ingrained in the community and has been here, born and raised. And so when I see that, it reminds me of what happens in corporate America as well. It's a mirror of exactly that, right? Some people get the benefit of the doubt, like, hey, they're disruptive and they're authentic and they're doing something new, and that's used as potential. And not everyone has that ability to do that. Now, I'm done talking that angle. Now let me get to the next part. All of the things that Katie talks about, what she wants, what she talks about, Ursula, are things that I talk about all the time. I feel that. Mm-hmm. I'm for that. Great. The problem is going to be is if those things don't happen within a couple years, because we all know that a mayor alone cannot solve things that are happening here, that have been happening here for years. What do I mean happening? Homelessness, that conversation. People having a roof over their head. Wages, businesses not closing down. So while I think there are a lot of people that voted for change, which is great, when will that change happen? And I think those are the things that people are going to be waiting for. But hey, you live and work in Seattle, so give us your thoughts.
Well, I want to point out that for everyone who says Seattle gets what it voted for, deserves whatever it voted for, understand that this election was very close. I think the gap between the two is less than 2,000 votes. Yeah. So it's not an overwhelming mandate. And so I'll be honest, for me, the jury is out. I do not want to go back to the days of when Shama Sawant was on the council and we had a weak mayor and it felt like everything was all out of control. Mm-hmm. And I think that we have made progress in the city of Seattle. I think that Mayor Harrell definitely had some issues and didn't do everything that he promised, but it was within one 4-year term. I think it's unrealistic to get everything done. I think he doesn't get enough credit for what was done. Yeah. And for all the folks who either work downtown or have businesses downtown, I think, okay, let's just speak there specifically. I think that most people, we had a business owner join us. She has a business right across from Westlake Center, and she said it has gotten a lot better. Mm-hmm. When it comes to the homelessness crisis, he did what he said he was going to do, which was to try to remove a lot of the encampments. What didn't happen well enough is that there wasn't enough permanent housing. But again, that takes time. So my concern, and crime rates have gone down. in the city of Seattle for most of the more serious crimes. Mm-hmm. And he promised that he would get the police department staffed. He admitted making a mistake with the last police chief, but he brought in a new police chief. And I'm hoping the new police chief does not get removed.
Yeah.
So I think that there was some momentum, and I hope that momentum isn't lost. I understand. I have issues with the lack of experience on Katie Wilson's part, and the lack of governing. We're talking a big amount, a big budget, and a city budget, and a city that right now is dealing with all the problems that it has, including a budget deficit.
Sure.
So that's not easy, and that's not something you can easily walk into. I hope she is surrounded by people who will help her be a success.
Sure. Before we move on, Ursula, because I think this is the best time to talk about this, because you said something earlier. I think you said it on the show, something that where Katie Wilson kind of did her victory, her speech yesterday.
Yeah, at the Starbucks.
At the Starbucks deal.
Where the striking workers, where the people were upset, walked out for the day.
So is it fair to say that now that Katie Wilson's in there's probably all likelihood that there might be going, Starbucks, Amazon. I'm just thinking about the big companies that are here in this town. So I guess what my question would be is this: how far are we willing to go against big business here in this town?
Well, we're going to find out. She's talked about taxes. She mentioned even taxes, that there are going to have to be some progressive taxes that are implemented. Obviously, no details just yet, but she's in favor of a capital gains tax, in favor of making big business pay a lot more. And I'm not necessarily against that.
Agree.
To be real clear.
But there's still a dance you have to make, because at the end of the day, the same way they left out of New York and all of them, can Seattle sustain if but Amazon was like, all right, you know what, I'm out of here.
Haven't we been hearing this for years, though?
We have, and so I will point out that I'll point out that the downtown Seattle office vacancy rate is at about 35%. It's actually gone up a little bit because, companies are laying off more people. So even though the Downtown Seattle Association says, about 100,000 workers are coming in daily, which is a 12% increase, there's still a lot of vacant buildings downtown. Big businesses do have the option of moving to Bellevue, like some have. And I don't fall for every threat like, oh, we're going to pull up stakes, because these businesses aren't doing horribly. But again, you cannot put everything on one side without having an effect on another side.
Sure. It's a dance.
It is.
It's a dance.
Yeah, absolutely. But I liked a lot of what I heard her say. And
so did I.
Again, the proof will be in the pudding. So we'll see how it goes. But in terms of Mayor Harrell, I think that he can leave with his head up high. I think that, he had more than 2 decades in political office, and I think that he was sincere in trying to address some of the biggest problems in the city.
No question. And so you talked about it earlier about his legacy and everything. Bruce Harrell is going nowhere. Bruce Harrell is cemented in this city. Graduated from Garfield High School back in the 70s, won a Rose Bowl here at the University of Washington, has been entrenched in his... come on now, it's all about Bruce Harrell. And after Katie Wilson is done with her term, or however long it lasts, it'll still be all about Bruce Harrell here in this town. So he's going nowhere. He's in the community. It's packed in there.
Okay, have you ever wondered, what... Speaking of expensive housing, now I'm going to transition into this because obviously that's one of the things that she campaigned on, which is a very real thing and resonated with a lot of people. But have you ever wondered what the most expensive home looks like in the state of Washington?
What does it cost
because
these days?
There is a Bellevue waterfront estate that has just hit the market for $79 million. It is the priciest home for sale anywhere in Washington. And listen to this. It's a 2-story, 16,000 square foot Tom Kundig masterpiece 6 bedrooms,
Mm-hmm.
10 bathrooms, a 6-car garage, and more than 400 feet of not just Lake Washington shoreline, but flat shoreline.
Uh-huh.
But again, let's go back to $79 million. There's a lakeside pavilion that you can have. It has its own kitchen and fireplace, has an in-ground pool, a rooftop deck. Is that for the helicopter? There is a hot tub, spa, sauna, gym, fruit trees, sculptures, and even a 10,000-bottle wine cellar. Now, the last most expensive house was Jeff Bezos. That Medina mansion went for $63 million. But what do you think of this idea of a home that is almost it's close to $80 million?
I think that while from the outside it sounds good, I think it matters who is in the house than the house. There right now, I know you're not going to watch it, Ursula, but on Netflix, there is a Eddie Murphy doc that's on Netflix right now, and it is really good. Anyways, Eddie Murphy talks about how when he got his divorce and for the next 3 years he lived in this, he has a huge house. There has a retractable roof on his house. That's how big it is. Anyway, he talked about how he was just going through it and how his house, it was just terrible being inside of it. All I'm saying is you can have $100 million house, depending on what you're going through, that house can be just like a shack. Would a house like that make you happy, Ursula? After the first week or so, it'd be cool, but after that, man.
Honestly, I think at some point it's excessive. I still don't understand why anyone needs 10 bathrooms.
Agree.
I can't even use 2.5 bathrooms.
Do you think it is possible to have a house with 10 plus bedrooms and not have an ego? That's huge. Do you think so? No, that's a nice person. They're very humble.
There's only one person I think of when I think of someone who has that money, that kind of money, and still has a lot of humility.
Mackenzie Scott.
Correct.
I thought you were going to say Russell Wilson.
Nope.
Unlimited. Unlimited. All right, good stuff. Coming up next, he's perfectly placed, boy. Agree to disagree. Do that next. Gee Ursula.
This hour is brought to you by DUI Heroes, the 2025 American League MVP, Cal. Hold up, what? He didn't win? Aaron Judge? You've got to be kidding me.
This is ridiculous.
He's our MVP.
He was the heartbeat of the team all season long.
Congratulations on a historic season, Cal.
The modern-day Bambino.
From a grateful region and KIRO Newsradio 97.3 FM.
You all know that I love my Subaru Outback. I am proud to be driving that car, which I've been driving since 2016. I got it at Carter Subaru, which is a place where you can count on being taken care of. You are a valued customer, and it is why I am a repeat customer. Carter Subaru is Seattle's only Subaru dealership. They have the state's largest selection, and if you've been thinking about upgrading, now is truly the time because you can get the 2025 Crosstrek at just 1.9% financing for 72 months. And right now is one of my favorite times of the year because it is the Subaru Share the Love event. And for every new Subaru purchased, Subaru will donate $250 to one of 6 charities, and one of them is a hometown favorite, Pause. If you want a dealership that actually listens, treats you with respect, and makes the whole process feel easy, go see the folks at Carter Subaru in Shoreline and Ballard or start at cartersubaru.com.
On approved credit, subject to vehicle insurance and availability. A documentary service fee may be added to the sale price or capitalized costs. See dealer for details. Valid through 11/30/25.
At Fisher Investments, we may seem like other money managers, but we're different.
Are you really that different than the rest of us?
We are. As a fiduciary, we always focus on what's best for our clients.
What services do you offer besides investing?
We have a team of specialists in financial planning, estate planning, and more.
Your clients rely on you for all that?
Yes, we ensure clients receive unparalleled service at every step of the relationship.
Okay, but you still sell commission-based products, right?
No, because we believe that's a conflict of interest. We prioritize service over sales goals.
So, then how do your fees work?
We have a simple and transparent fee that's a percentage of our clients' portfolios. So we do better when our clients do better.
Wow, we're more different than I thought.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at FisherInvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
The stock market's on fire. AI stocks are performing at all-time levels. We hope you, like many of our investors, have taken advantage of it. A famous man once said, buy low, sell high. There's also $8 trillion of cash sitting on the sidelines. Investors are either scared or they don't know where to go. Hi, I'm Scott Reutin, CEO of Legacy Group Capital in Bellevue. Legacy Group Capital develops local real estate, lends money, and shares profit with our investors. We've been doing it for 19 years, averaging double-digit returns with zero investor losses. Diversify with Legacy Group Capital and invest in our family of funds. From a 3-year investment with double-digit returns to only a 90-day commitment returning 7%. We also accept IRAs. Find out why 1,300 local investors have invested over $350 million.
Legacy Group Capital at LegacyG.com. This is not investment advice. Investments available to accredited investors only. Details at LegacyG.com.
Protect your home and auto by bundling them with Progressive, and you'll have a little less to worry about. But we know you'll find other things to worry about. Like that text you just got from your boss. Hey, call me when you get a sec. Hey, call me when you get a sec. Hey, call me when you get a sec. Oh, hey, call me when you get a sec. Yeah, this is bad. Oh, well, at least you protected your home and auto with Progressive, so you don't have to worry about that. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers not available in all states.
Ready to order?
Yes. We're earning unlimited 3% cash back on dining and entertainment with the Capital One Saver Card, so let's just get one of everything.
Everything?
Fire everything! The Capital One Saver Card is at table 27 and they're earning unlimited 3% cash back.
Yes, Chef! This is so nice.
Had a feeling you'd want 3% cash back on dessert.
Ooh, tiramisu!
Earn unlimited 3% cash back on dining and entertainment with the Capital One Saver Card. Capital One, what's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
The insurance world, it can be confusing. So have First Mark Insurance guide you through it by taking the free First Mark Challenge. They'll explore offerings from top carriers for better coverage and lower rates. They save the Heward family thousands. Go to firstmarkinsurance.com.
Hey there, Don Riling with Olympic Hot Tub. When the weather outside is frightful, a hot tub or sauna is so delightful. Heat up the season and gift yourself year-round wellness from Olympic. A soak in a saltwater hot spring spa is pure bliss, the perfect escape at the end of the day. Or warm body and soul in a Tilo sauna, your ideal retreat. Heck, you deserve both. Our Heat Up the Season savings end November 23rd. Learn more at OlympicHotTub.com. Better you, better life.
It's Sky Nursery's first annual Greenhouse Winter Market, followed by the inaugural Shore Lights Winter Light Display, November 15th and 16th. All vendor fees support HopeLink, collecting food donations for neighbors in need. Event details at skynursery.com.
November 13th through 16th, Dimitro's Jazz Alley invites you to groove with the genre-defying sounds of Lettuce. This powerhouse band blends jazz, funk, soul, and hip-hop. Tickets at jazzalley.com. Start having fun. Caesar Sportsbook at Muckleshoot Casino Resort is your #1 place to eat, drink, watch, and have fun. Keep up with your favorite sports anywhere and everywhere on property with the mobile app. Visit muckleshootcasino.com today. Scan the QR code and let the play begin.
Muckleshoot. KIRO Newsradio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO Newsradio and mynorthwest.com.
Good morning, I'm Heather Bosch.
Understaffing, lousy pay, that is how your coffee's made.
Unionized Starbucks workers continued to strike at some U.S. coffee shops. More than 1,000 went on strike at 65 stores yesterday. Mayor-elect Katie Wilson joined baristas on the picket line in Seattle.
This is your hometown and mine. Seattle's making some changes right now.
That's right.
And I urge you to do the right thing.
Union leaders say contract talks stalled after recent layoffs and store closures. Starbucks insists it is ready to negotiate. The Department of Transportation is freezing flight restrictions at U.S. airports at 6% as it monitors the number of air traffic controllers heading back to work. More than 50 flights have been canceled so far at SeaTac Airport today. Starting Monday, you'll be able to use a new security checkpoint at SeaTac.
Checkpoint 6 offers more lanes and extra space designed to move travelers through security faster. Project manager Alan Olson says now that the government has reopened, there should be plenty of TSA agents to man it.
The people from TSA and DHS that we have been working with have assured us that come next Monday, they'll be ready to open.
The new checkpoint also features new artwork, larger bathrooms, and a new Alaska Airlines ticket counter coming in December. Luke Ducey, KIRO News Radio.
The Trump administration's confrontation with Venezuela escalates. A U.S. Navy carrier battle group is being centered in the Caribbean, and sources tell CBS News that President Trump now has options for military operations inside the country. CBS News' Charlie D'Agata.
So far, the U.S. military has destroyed 21 vessels allegedly smuggling drugs.
If you're trafficking drugs to poison the American people, and we know you're from a designated terrorist organization, you're a foreign terrorist and a trafficker, we will find you and we will kill you.
In Venezuela, the Maduro government is preparing for a possible invasion. State TV showing a military mobilization.
The U.S. House is expected to vote next week on a bill to release files surrounding convicted sex trafficker Jeffrey Epstein. Republican Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene.
This is information that has needed to come out for a very long time, and the American people have demanded it.
On Wall Street, the Dow is down 191 points, NASDAQ up 115. KIRO News Radio traffic. Here's Nate Connors.
Thanks, Heather. That drive from Everett to Seattle right now is going to take you just over an hour. Here's why. Up in Everett, South 5, just past Lowell Road, you've got a crash in the left lane. You're backed up to 41st. That's about a mile and a half backup. And then further south as you make your way through Shoreline, South 5 at 145th. Our earlier collision that had 3 lanes blocked is out of your way. It's on your right shoulder, but it's left you with scattered backup starting in Mount Lake Terrace all the way into Seattle. Right now, Everett to Seattle, an hour, 5 minutes. 45 from Linwood. North 5, scattered backups on the West Seattle Bridge and the North Gate. So Seattle to Linwood's going to take you 25 minutes. Bellevue to Renton and Renton to Bellevue, 20 minutes in either direction. South 405 crowded from South Bellevue to the Renton Landing. Northbound 405, you're crowded through the S-curves in through Newcastle. And looking at the Valley Freeway, northbound 167 has a 2-mile backup through those Pacific lane restrictions. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
This weather update brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Rain today with highs in the mid-50s. It is 49 in downtown Seattle. I'm Heather Bosch.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
Happy Fresh Fridays to all of you. This is the Gee and Ursula Show. Text us at 888-973-5476, 888-973 KIRO. Right now it's time for us to agree to disagree, brought to you by Guardian Roofing and Gutters.
One of these days, we just got to take off the gloves. Just really go at it.
King County Public Health is warning again this week the public the risks of visiting unpermitted food vendors. Snohomish County Health has done the same, as has the Tacoma Pierce County Health Department. And I've been trying to figure out what's been going on with why these have been exploding. And Angela Poe Russell brought up a theory that I did a little digging into. And she had a conversation with a woman, and she says that a lot of men who are undocumented are not going to traditional job sites right now because of the fear of getting picked up by ICE and deported. So there's a lot of men who are staying home or potentially opening up these unpermitted food stands. I did a little digging, and I have found some evidence that that is what's happening. And Gee, we've talked about this as like, oh, is it fair? Is it a huge problem, etc.? Does this dynamic make you think a little bit differently about when you see those stands, when you drive by?
No. No, it doesn't. I don't change that. But that does make me, we talked about that. I talked about it when I gave the example of guess who is having an impact on folks, farms in Nebraska, right? Where they're not getting the workers to come because they are afraid. And we're going to continue to see the impact on that. With that being said, Chef, I still feel the same way about that. It doesn't change. You, Ursula?
I agree with you. a couple of things. One is with respect to what Angela shared with us, and I have sympathy for the woman she spoke with, and I can't imagine what it's like to be in that position again and not now even be able to correct that position. I also know that the restaurant or the Hospitality Alliance was saying that a lot of these illegal food trucks are also coming from like organized crime. So that was one of their allegations, and I'm trying to find the story real quick. I didn't know we were going to talk about this, to be honest, but my concern is that they're doing it illegally, at least in King County. King County has already said they can't even shut them down, or
they can shut them down, but they can't fine them.
They can't fine them because they can't find them. They don't have to follow the same rules that other
for permitting.
Exactly, for permitting. So that puts people at risk. Have people gotten sick? Yes, people have gotten sick. What's your recourse? And then that's not even to speak to how unfair it is for the folks who are doing it the right way, and how much money and how much time and how much energy that goes into getting proper permits, only to be undercut by someone who comes in and pulls up their truck or pops it open. I see one coming up in our neighborhood on near the Safeway there, just on 75th and Roosevelt, which is a main thoroughfare. A lot of times it'll just pop up at 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock at night. Mm-hmm. I will say that I've never supported one.
Yeah, I don't know. It's made me think a little bit differently. I just figure, if there's a lot of people who've lost at least half their family's income, right? And so if you see them pop up with food stands, people have to provide for their kids and stuff. And it actually made me want to visit them more because, I have a lot of empathy for people who are being targeted right now. But it's dealer's choice.
By the way, we should have Eduardo Jordan on again in the next week because especially after the news of Skillet closing, their Capitol Hill and Post Alley locations closing, Skillet, November 12th, that happened. And so, anyways, just wanted to talk about that.
It's hard for a restaurant to make it. And again, it doesn't help when then you've got competition here when people are not doing it legally.
Yep.
All right, I got a holiday-related question. So this morning, I'm looking up online reactions to Cal Raleigh getting dissed for the MVP, and I click on the video of Brock Huard giving his quick reaction from yesterday. Very excellent explanation, but I noticed something funny in the shot there. Brock Huard has his Christmas tree up already, Gee, and I have noticed, there are a lot of houses around me that have the Christmas lights up. They had them up first week of November.
Yep.
Is first week of November too early to put up the tree?
Perfectly acceptable. Back in the day, used to be, right after Thanksgiving, that Friday after Thanksgiving, a lot of people were putting that tree up. But let me tell you something. Now they have services now that you can shout out to the services that come out to your house, Ursula, and they put all the lights up for you.
I'm considering one. I am considering one.
You do it.
I just saw an ad on TikTok.
Man.
They were targeting specific neighborhoods. And I was like, well, what's the next neighborhood over? Maybe they'll do it for my neighborhood.
Yeah. Do it.
I know, right?
So my thing is if you're going to pay for that, you want it to be up for, the Friday after Thanksgiving just until the new year, or you want to get the full shabam with 2 months. So November 1st, I'll allow it. Anything right after Halloween. You can't have Christmas up before Halloween, no.
I will say, though.
Yeah.
It's how I feel when June rolls around and they already have back-to-school sales. It's like, wait a minute, can I just enjoy? It's disrespectful. Can I enjoy my summer for a second?
Yep.
Or the Halloween candy and decorations, exactly, end of August. It's like, wait a minute. Yeah. I'm still enjoying my summer. Can you not rush me? But I'm going to make an exception for holiday lights.
Yeah.
Because it is dark right now.
It makes you happy.
And it makes you happy.
Right now in our house, and Lillian keeps asking, I don't even know if she wants me to say it, but hey, are you going to feel bad if we don't put the Christmas tree up this year? No, we good. However.
What?
No, we ain't.
Seriously?
Why are you not putting up the Christmas tree?
But the thing is, we still got lights up. We haven't taken the lights are still up. We have lights on our stairway and everything like that. But we keep them on all through the year.
Your Christmas tree, though, Gee, that comes out of a bag. I know this.
You just got to pull that sucker out of the closet.
The problem is, I know what she's saying. It's every year you don't do nothing. That's what she's telling me.
Oh,
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, wait.
Yeah, every
Wait, there's
year.
a message in there.
It is a message.
I was going to say,
And my message is, you know what? We're good.
I don't want to feel bad about this.
Oh, see, now Lillian.
I would rather, right? I'd rather we not put it up than, I think that's the message in it. The thing is, look.
But if she loves having a Christmas tree up,
I don't
isn't there
know.
some
I don't
joy
know if she never
you
necessarily-
together putting up the Christmas tree on this week that you're home?
Drinking your eggnog.
Listen, y'all, I got to tell you, the Christmas tree doesn't do anything for me like it used to, right? It really doesn't. Like the tree.
You know what gets me excited? Pulling out our kids' ornaments, the ones that they made in grade school. Those get a special place every time on the tree.
Okay, can we just okay, let me ask this. Let's see how many people tell the truth. And that includes those listening. Which do you like better? The gifts or the Christmas tree?
Oh, the gifts.
Oh, okay. Cool. I just want to make
But
sure.
a Christmas tree, you have to put the gift somewhere.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm just making sure. I didn't, oh, gee, I love the spirit of Christmas. Oh, far more than the gifts. The gifts really don't matter. Okay.
Yeah, I agree with that. Stressful.
All right. Oh, Nick, what you like better, the gifts or
I
the
used
tree?
to like the gifts when I was younger, but now it's the tree. And, when you get older, it's more about the days leading up to Christmas now. It's all about the anticipation.
Okay, you know what? Yes. And it clicks. There's going to be a day in December before Christmas where you get into the spirit. Everybody has their different days. You're right, Nick. I do love the days leading up to Christmas. Text message feedback and your worst live by.
On a 4-game win streak.
Are you kidding me?
With a pair of dominant wins over the last 2 weeks.
Another touchdown! Seahawks!
Comes the biggest game of the season for the Seahawks. A battle for first place in the NFC West.
I mean, we're literally in the middle of the season, and this is a playoff game.
Not just in the NFC West division, but in the NFC.
Seahawks Rams, Sunday kickoff at 1:05. Pregame at 10 on the home of the Seahawks. KIRO Radio on 97.3 FM.
Guys, want long-term health you can count on? It starts with knowing your numbers. Right now, Revive Men's Health Washington is offering a comprehensive wellness panel, a $400 value for just $99. It checks your testosterone, blood sugar, cholesterol, kidney, liver, thyroid, and heart health. Take control of your health today and stay strong for the long haul. Offer ends November 30th. Call 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com today. Must medically qualify. Terms apply. Contact us for full offer details.
Picture this. You've owned rentals for years, but tenants, repairs, and taxes keep you stuck. John Curley here to tell you about Madrona Financial and CPA's free landlord retirement plan workshop. November 18th in Kirkland, November 19th in Tacoma, and November 20th back in Kirkland, all at 3 p.m. Learn strategies to sell without massive capital gains, avoid depreciation recapture, and transition to income without tenants. Seats are limited. Call 833-673-7373 now.
Are your investment dollars working as hard as they should be? You've spent years building your future. Don't let outdated advice put it at risk. Hi, I'm Jeff Jr., founder of Trajan Wealth. We're a veteran-owned firm proud to bring a new standard of financial care to the Seattle area. Our nationally recognized advisors are fiduciaries, ethically bound to put your interests first. That's the highest standard of care in the industry. As a privately held company, we answer to you, our valued clients, not shareholders. For households with $500,000 or more, let us build you a customized plan. From Bellevue to Tacoma, get advice you can count on. It's time to take a fresh look at your financial plan. Call Trajan Wealth, 206-656-3300. That's 206-656-3300. Trajan Wealth. Plan smarter, dream bigger.
Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth, LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/radio right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
Did you know in Washington State, you can see a physical therapist without a referral from your doctor? That's right. Thanks to Direct Access, you can skip the wait and get the care you need right away. Shannon O'Kelly, how has Direct Access changed the game?
Direct Access for us, Brock, is a game changer. Why? Is because there is so much research and data out there that says if you get in early when you have a musculoskeletal problem or an injury, the earlier you get in and we can start care, the better outcomes and the decreased downstream cost, okay? So it's so important. Our providers are all doctors of physical therapy. They're all trained to identify situations and problems. They've got the skill, they've got the talent, they've got the knowledge. If you get in and start therapy early, we're going to get you back to activity, pain-free, and moving and having fun.
Fast, easy, effective. Direct Access is your path to better movement, starting with a single step. Visit irgpt.com to schedule your appointment today. irgpt.com.
Let's go! You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You've still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and help strengthen your immune response. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Schedule in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Progressive knows there are some surprisingly expensive things in life, like rugs. People say a rug would really bring the room together. And sure, you don't know what that means, but it sounds important. Suddenly you're using words like jute and sisal. Then you see the price and lose it, because how can the thing you walk and spill on cost so much? So you devote your life to taking down Big Rug. But then you remember that switching your home and auto to Progressive could save you hundreds. So, looks like Big Rug is safe. For now. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states.
Carter Subaru is Seattle's only Subaru dealer with the largest selection of Subarus in Washington. With over 800 vehicles in stock, they have exactly what you're looking for with savings you'll love. Visit Carter Subaru in Shoreline and Ballard or anytime at cartersubaru.com.
Fall rains can expose hidden roof problems, and once water gets in, the damage only gets worse. Is your roof ready for the season? Hi, Justin Shirley, CEO of State Roofing and Exteriors. At State Roofing and Exteriors, we repair and replace roofs with a quality you've trusted for decades. And yes, we also provide siding, windows, decks, and gutters to keep your entire home protected. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF or visit stateroofing.com today to schedule a free estimate. State Roofing and Exteriors, held to a higher standard since 1968.
Oh, man. Hoo-wee. Happy Fresh Fridays. Go ahead, Ursula. Go ahead and lay out them text messages.
Okay. Did you already shut down your news box?
No, I got it.
You're good?
I got it open.
So on Seattle's mayor-elect Katie Wilson, Robin Kirkland said, Gee and Ursula, yes, I am concerned with Wilson's ability to deliver or even get to the first floor on any of her proposals. My bigger concern is the quote-unquote social housing. It sounds like project housing, but at the same time, I want to give her the best opportunity for success. But I am skeptical, and you are very right, G. The playing field is still not level.
Andrew K. says, I've been a huge critic of Seattle's leadership. I work in the city on a daily basis in various areas. Mayor Harrell has done a good job. Between the time he was elected and today, many areas that were notorious for drugs and crimes have been cleaned up. Even around my place of employment in Soto, things are very improved. I worry immensely about Katie Wilson's lack of experience, and I worry more so about her political views. I hope she is successful, but none of us know what her definition of success looks like. Like Ursula mentioned, I hope the new police chief is allowed to stay and continue doing his job to rebuild the police force, and I hope current officers don't vacate their positions due to the new mayor-elect and her policies.
Regarding Seattle PD taking photos of Johns on Aurora, a lot of people supported the idea, but Susie on Hilltop did not. Telling on Johns is wrong on so many levels. Inequalities, government intrusion, people in your sex life. The police don't know how old the workers are. Not every sex worker is an underage girl that is being trafficked. Regulate it, tax the pimps, and do anything besides snitching.
What snitches get, Ursula?
I'll let you use your imagination.
All right. Relationship with chatbots. 206 says, my 40-year-old son was born with an illness that resulted in odd behavior and a lifetime of bullying. Women are not attracted to him, which makes him very sad. I would be fine with an AI relationship for him.
Okay. In that specific instance, yes.
So you're getting closer. You're getting closer.
Again, that's not the scenario that we talked about, but I see where there would be some applications.
Hey, Ursula, just so you know, there's a lot of men.
There's more. 360 said, ChatGPT has been very helpful for my single autistic 39-year-old daughter. And for both 206 and 360, thank you for bringing up something that we had not considered.
You're getting closer. 479 says, how can spending too much time with a robot be cheating? What if someone puts all their time into a job or hobby? How is that any different?
I think it only becomes different when you personify that other object, whether it's AI, whether it's the job, whether it's the hobby. Once you start having those, sharing deeper thoughts with whatever that is, then it becomes problematic. Would you say?
Yes, you're right.
Okay, do you have a favorite child? 206 says, I am a parent of 4. I don't have a favorite child. There are times when I like one more than the other, depending on their behavior, but I love them all the same.
Okay, Ursula, it's time for your good old words to live by. What you got?
And I'm always someone who likes to look at the glass half full, and sometimes it's harder than others. But I love this quote from Melinda Gates, who says, optimism isn't a belief that things will automatically get better. It is a conviction that we can make things better. Got to have that belief. We can make things better.
Yep. Yes, you can. Who said that? Nick, what do you got?
Well, it seems the voting's all wrapped up for hopeful candidates, and I'm not talking mayor races in our western state, but a controversial end result for baseball MVP where it seems they made a big dumper mistake we all can see. And even players voted opposite against the stream, leading me to guess that ChatGPT would have matched that theme. I wouldn't go as far as to fall in love with that chat, though, after that, so just take it with a grain of salt.
Hey, Ursula, Chef, all you guys, how soon is it do you believe?
Oh, no.
How soon is it do you believe before the first time that you actually know someone that is in a relationship with ChatGPT? 5 years? 3 years?
Oh, gee. I mean, they're going to have to come out, though, first. So people are going to be hiding them relationships. You know what I mean?
Well, and like I say, again, there was a couple of scenarios here where I would understand that situation. So it might not be that far away. And just this morning, when I was frustrated with Microsoft Copilot, another form of AI, I actually, I didn't curse, but I was like, come on.
Yeah.
I showed my frustration.
All I know is my Chat GPT, sometimes I'll tell it something, it'll be like, say less. I'm telling you, man, that thing talks to me like it's me.
That's exactly what it does. That's exactly what it does.
Yeah. So as long as Lillian don't find a Chat GPT-G, you know what I mean? A Chat G.
Can she get Chat GPT to put up your Christmas tree?
I don't know. That's a good idea. All right, we got to go. Thanks, Ursula. Thanks, Chef. Thank you, Nick.
You too, man.
Jake and Spike Show coming in next. Appreciate you for listening. Love you for that. And as always, be kind.
Hope you have as much fun as we have. So long, everybody.
Still don't believe it. He was just leaving. All there must be some
What's your holiday tradition? It's G. Scott here. For me, it's gathering with loved ones around a meal that brings joy. For many families, that tradition feels out of reach. Next time you shop at Safeway, please donate to Nourishing Neighbors. Your gift provides groceries to families across Washington, giving them access to nutritious food and the dignity to shop like the rest of us and choose what's meaningful for their holiday table. Visit nourishingneighbors.com and donate at your Safeway checkout. That's nourishingneighbors.com.
The holidays mean more travel, more shopping, more time online, and more personal info in more places that could expose you more to identity theft. But LifeLock monitors millions of data points per second. If your identity is stolen, our US-based restoration specialists will fix it, guaranteed, or your money back. Don't face drained accounts, fraudulent loans, or financial losses alone. Get more holiday fun and less holiday worry with LifeLock. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code NEWS. Visit lifelock.com. Terms apply.
Guys, don't propose with a ring that she didn't pick out. Trust us, she already has a ring in mind. So engage with Gage Diamonds, in person or online, where Gage's skilled ring designers will work with her to create the perfect setting, matched with the perfect stone. Gage specializes in exquisite lab-grown diamonds. Financing available. GageDiamonds.com. We're engagement's middle name.
We meet by accident, fixing every last bit. Accurate Auto Body.
If you've been in an auto accident, you have the right to take your vehicle to any repair facility. Accurate Auto Body has been family owned and operated since 1994, and they work for you, not your insurance company. Your insurance company may not love them, but you will, because
We meet by accident, fixing every last bit. Accurate Auto Body.
Health insurance is broken, but it doesn't have to be. That's why Scan Health Plan was founded as a nonprofit, so we can create Medicare Advantage plans that focus on the real needs of seniors. We've been people first since 1977, and we're here to make Medicare work hard for you, because you deserve more than a broken system. You deserve a plan that fights for you. Visit scandifference.org to learn more. Scan Health Plan is an HMO plan with a Medicare contract. Enrollment in Scan Health Plan depends on contract renewal.
Brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Not only does Progressive let you bundle your insurance, they also give you round-the-clock protection. Get a quote today at Progressive.com.
Do you have 3 ex-wives and your current trophy wife wants a life insurance policy 3 times the size of the policies you had to purchase for your previous mistakes? If so, you need to call Big Lou at Term Provider, 800-230-2777. Big Lou is intimately familiar with your problems, and if you're 50 or 60 years old and in reasonably good health, a $1 million policy should only cost about $100 to $200 per month. Big Lou may have a solution for your previous policies as well. You may even save enough money to lighten the load on your new $1 million policy. Remember, call Big Lou. He's like you, except he's only on number 2. Call Term Provider at 800-230-2777. That's 800-230-2777 for $1 million in term life insurance that you can live with. Call Big Lou at 800-230-2777. 800-230-2777.
Your best source for local news. KIRO News Radio. KIRO FM and HD1. Tacoma, Seattle.